And I think we're live. Let's test it. Yep, that's us. We're live. We're doing the live things. Welcome to another episode of Pendragon, Age of Uther, year 494, nearing the end of the Age of Uther. But Uther's gonna live forever. It's just,
he's gonna live forever.
You know, it's gonna be Age of Uther followed by the Age of Uther's a really great king and does Arthur things for 20 years.
I personally think him and I are going to become best friends in the end.
Exactly. And then he's going to graciously give up the crown to his heir.
Yeah.
Which is Madoc.
Madoc.
Yeah, exactly.
We're playing Madoc Pendragon, guys.
Welcome to King Madoc Pendragon. This is...
Nothing will go wrong and we'll all live forever.
Yes. All right. Let's do some introductions. We'll start with you, Thomas.
Hello. My name is Thomas, and I will be playing Sir Edrich of House Winterbourne, Stoke. Currently on schedule for a duel with the steward of this kingdom that we're visiting as foreign dignitaries.
That's about right.
It's going well. Hi, I am Mark, and today I will be playing Sir Florence of Idmiston and the Baron of Axe. As he helps his friends through a decision that was made when he was drunk. So he's not really sure what's going on right now.
Fair. And, Liam.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liam. I play Sir Perin of Durnford. And Perin has been having an excellent time, right up until the point where he's not having a good time anymore.
That's fair. Okay. So I think we might just pick right up with the duel. The duel is kind of, in the Kimmer culture, is a pretty cemented thing. It starts on horseback. It starts with a joust, and then can move to, what we typically see in the movies. For those that are chiming in for the first time ever, this is King Arthur Pendragon RPG. We do roll a d20, but it's a bit different than D&D.
That rhymes.
Yeah.
Hey.
I will say that Edrich is not as comfortable on horseback as he is straight with a sword in someone's face. But, why mess with tradition?
For sure. Okay. Now, this one is interesting because it's to the death, technically, or yield. Yielding would mean,
we all know what it
admitting
really is.
to regicide.
Well, it wouldn't be because you're not under threat of killing a king. No one accused you.
No.
But you'd be.
Yes,
I
accused him.
Derek would be effectively seen as having killed his own father. So, is that patricide?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Patricide and regicide. It's the double threat.
Exactly, yeah.
Double whammy.
Double whammy.
Double whammy.
So your opponent for today is Sir Orcus. And the prince is present. He looks pretty nervous as things kind of get ready. We'll let the three of you, maybe we'll start with a zoom in on Edrich. What's Edrich up to in the minutes before this duel's about to take place?
For a man who could die in the next 5 or 10 minutes, Edrich is not showing a great deal of nerves. There is that frisson of anxiety in his spine. That never leaves. That's his secret. And some sweat is beginning to form, but on the outside, like a cool winter stream. The Winterbourne, even. And Edrich speaks to the others and goes, if I lose, rather, things get complicated. Diplomatically and, politically.
We not only lose our potential ally, but we could have the entire, kingdoms of this area at our throats. So don't lose.
And then I'll try not to. And then the northern kings will have everything they want.
Exactly.
I can understand, in some measure, their distaste for our king. But I cannot understand why they would drag so many innocents into it. Oh well.
If I may, there's something that speaks to me that this is a deliberate and targeted attack. I think this is about more than just a power grab. I think perhaps it might be targeted specifically to prevent Largris from gaining the allies that it needs.
Yes, that was precisely what I was saying.
So
I
you
know.
think Sir August is working with the Saxons? Or at least Malahart?
I think the Saxons aren't the particular concern. I would say it would be more likely to be one of the kings of the north.
You two were very drunk when we last spoke of this, but I did mention that, basically, and we agreed, Sir Perin, that it was most likely that as well.
Which one? And for what reason?
I cannot say.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Edrich, but I want to remind you, just in case, they already did something quite dishonorably in order to make this happen. I don't think that they're opposed to doing something like it again. Be mindful out there.
Indeed so. Well, on the bright side, if one can call it such a thing, should trickery be involved, I would likely die anyway.
Well, we were prepared to either avenge you or save you from your incoming doom.
Always nice to hear. And he does smile, and you two who know him well would be able to see some nerves beneath it. So long as he can get through the first bout, he's relatively confident. But that's the skill gate, such as it is.
All you need to do is knock him off the horse, and I'm sure you can do the rest.
Quite so. I feel for the prince in some way. This is not a situation that a young boy should be in.
That his uncle has betrayed him? Or do you refer to the other prince, where he believes his brother has betrayed him instead?
Both, but he's currently my opponent's squire, so at the moment he can hang.
He is still a prince. Keep that in mind.
He's still a prince.
He's a smart kid as well. I quite liked him. I don't think he has any awareness of what's going on. He's simply, well...
conflicted loyalties.
To him, Edrich, you're the aggressor in this.
Indeed, so.
I doubt his mind will be changed easily either. But, to be honest, I don't think you're no stranger to such.
I'm going to try to find my way to talk to him at some point today. He should be prepared regardless of what happens.
Good man. I will do the same to the prince, provided I live, of course.
Well, should we need to consider it? If you do not succeed, and you do not yield, we'll probably ride back with the outcome as soon as possible. And we will make sure that your family is all right, of course.
Yes. Should I fall, tell Oslaf. Tell her that my dying wish is to see the enemies of Winterbourne Stoke burn.
Well,
You see, like, he looks out into the distance as if he's imagining, like, vast swathes of England on fire.
I can see like
And-
Florence and Perin and Edrich Squire all exchanging a glance between each other. Like, we will absolutely not share that piece.
Actually, Oslaf would probably be into it, but Perrin's gonna clear his throat and go.
That's exactly it.
Would you also like to tell her that you love her? In addition,
She knows. Oh god, I hope she knows. Yes, also mention that, but
I'll editorialize.
thank you, thank you.
and I'll make sure to tell the legendary adventures of yours to your son.
Very much so.
This is making me a little nervous. You're going to win, Edric. There's no doubt about it. It's just for precautions, right?
Indeed. The more I am confident in my victory, the more likely I am to lose. I've noticed these things about my existence.
They do say the biggest fall is from the highest pillars. Do be careful.
Let's get to
And
it. I
One,
care for you both.
one last thing. Don't forget what happened when your cousin was set to fight his duel. The big one.
In fairness, he went mad and ran away.
Aye. Just be mindful of what inflamed passions can sometimes do.
I see.
I don't, but good luck out there.
Edric doesn't. Also, he doesn't plan to go insane. That's up to the dice.
Yeah, well, it's not like it hasn't happened before. Let's see what happens now. All right. So, I'm going to make a suggestion for this. I think, based on the way you presented yourself here and your involvement, the only two acceptable passions for this will be honor or homage Uther.
Homage Uther.
I don't think love family applies here. I get that that's what's gonna bring you home, but this is induced. You're standing on either on behalf of Logris for righting a wrong, or you're taking this into account because of your honor. I don't think there's any other probably way to look at it.
No, I definitely get it. I was just surprised at the homage Uther thing.
I knew that would be low, but I mean, if you had it high, that would still apply.
Oh yes, definitely. If I cannot use my exalted passion, I would still like to use my honor, I think.
Yeah.
Because Edric is right. This is the right thing. He saw the guy do it.
Absolutely.
And let's hope I don't botch. I went from a 16 to a 15 last time I did this, but that just means I can't go into melancholy.
Oh, you didn't see him do it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I'm going just for sake of rolls.
You saw him hand the cup to the prince, but... oh.
Yes, that's fair. I saw him hand the poison cup to the prince, and but then he accused him of poisoning it, which is like, you.
It's
You were the
very
one who-
it's very shady. Just there
Very
is
shady.
room for some doubt.
He's
There is
probably
room for
involved
some.
either way, even if he didn't do it directly.
Okay. I'm just going to add a quick sheet for this guy, just because I think
Absolutely.
it might be moderately important, or it'll make the rolls easier if there's multiple.
Yeah.
So, Sir
Quite so.
Orcus. I only need a few things on the sheet. But...
Indeed. I'm not adding a
Exactly.
plus 10 to this stuff, so things could get messy.
Still a knight. You got decent skills.
All All right, so Sir Orcus.
Especially if you can get him off the horse. Or your sword.
If I can get off the horse, that's also good. If I get knocked down for minimal damage and just still bring
That's
up my
true,
sword. Now,
Also, I know
worst case
he's
scenario, he
supposed to
crits
get off.
and does 70 damage.
Exactly. I know he's supposed to get off his horse.
Good on you.
Nice. But there's always a chance he might not and just run you down.
Yes.
Okay. And
You never know.
And okay. So he will be activating his passion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know which one?
Indeed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly what I'd expect from a Welshman.
Okay, so he is impassioned with just a simple +5. Which brings us to the tilt. I mean, this really isn't a formal joust. Like, they don't have the arenas that you would expect later on. There will be, in the future, an entire portion of this game that is completely dedicated. Like, we get to do, like, those sport animes for, like, 10 years of game. Where, like,
Yeah.
you guys are just jousters. Like, at some point in the future, that'll be a thing.
Indeed.
The entire like setting is based around that eventually. Just for it's called the tournament period. We are far from that.
Yes.
So,
Tournament arc.
Yeah. All right. So
Edrich, just like an 80-year-old, is like, I'm ready to kill.
with that, now I think we'll see what happens with the first exchange.
Chances are with Lance he gets the better of me, but I shall still give it my best.
Okay. That's with your +5?
Yeah, my Lance is 10. I'm a sword guy.
That's rough.
You beat him.
Hey,
He
still
rolled
win.
worse.
Yeah.
You rolled worse.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. So
Um.
you get to do your damage, then his shield will apply.
Hell yeah. Is this horse damage?
Yeah.
Because I'm on. Yeah. 29.
29. And
Good amount.
Yeah. That's
uh,
4 5s and a 6.
I think on the odds, for damage, your spear shatters. So
Totally fine. I don't like it anyway.
right. So 29 damage. Okay, so 13. So that's a pretty big hit, and he's taking that 29, which means he's testing horsemanship.
Eat shit. Fall off your horse. Oh, Liam, you're muted.
It's been a while since we had an eat shit fall off your horse moment.
It's good every time.
And I'm trying to remember if they have a good horsemanship and they're impassioned. So if they're at a 20, do they just succeed?
I think they could still fumble, right? No,
Not
they
if
could
it's
only
a
try.
try.
No,
Yeah.
not if it's one.
Let me just look up the knockdown real quick.
Because there might be a negative that implies depending on the amount of damage.
Yeah, agreed. Give me 1 sec, and we should look at knockdown. Good thing it's a stat for every single NPC in the book. That makes it easy to find.
Indeed.
uh,
Makes it so that there's 200 instances and you have to go right to the one that explains
Yeah.
it.
yeah, it's specifically 87 instances. So, knockdown 138. Should just check there first. Okay, let's see what knockdown does again. Knockdown. Whenever a character takes a blow, whether from a weapon in combat or some other source, the damage dealt before the victim's armor, if any, reduces it, is compared to his size value. Okay, so it's a standard knight. If the damage received is equal to or greater than his size, which it is, but less than twice that value, okay, that'll be matter. The character has received a blow that sends him reeling for balance. He must make a dex or horsemanship if mounted. Whenever a character receives damage equal to twice the value of his size attribute, or more, he receives knockdown automatically without the chance of recovers his balance. So
is that damage before reduction or damage after?
It's before.
Before, yeah.
Yeah.
Is his size lower than
Less.
15?
I'm just about to check. Average knight. So he has a couple of stats that are different than an average knight. Everything else is an average knight. His strength is a 14, which means I think you got just high enough to be more than double. So he is sent to the ground. So he took 13. He takes another 6. Or another, sorry, 1d6. So he takes 17 damage total.
Perin.
Derwin. Oh, right. Sorry.
Perin. Like as Orcus. As Orcus goes down, I think he puts out his left hand and kind of squeezes Florence's shoulder, and he kind of just goes.
He can do it. I'm sure he can.
And I think this is something where like Orcus just yells out. He's like, "Damn you and all of Logris. I hope it burns."
Words said by any enemy of the crown. They were my enemies too once. Go now and look for them. And Edrich draws his sword and hops off his horse.
Wrap enough, okay. Right, so with that, we shall go into... I just want to make sure he's not unconscious. Yeah, he's good. Okay.
I doubt he would, but I don't think that would be.
I think you can stay on your horse too, Thomas, if you wanted to.
Sir, look, I want to do this right.
To be fair, you are being impassioned by honor. That's something to remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the honorable thing to do.
All right, so he'll reach for his sword. Give me a squire test, Edrich.
My squire's not here.
Oh, no?
Oh, that's right.
Well-
Yours is on leave.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's on
Legs.
leave because he fell down a waterfall.
Oh, boy. Okay, let me just see, because this could matter. We're going to go with 14 plus 1d4 exploding. Let's see who was assigned here.
I get a 22-year-old squire.
A 15-year-old squire. This is probably like a cousin of Prince Edrich, someone he values greatly.
Indeed.
You know what? This might even be Prince Edrich's squire.
Ooh,
That
lovely.
would make sense. But he is only 15, so I need you to roll a d20 to see.
What, sir?
You got to call for your sword here, right?
Yes, exactly. Sword. Oh god, this could be quite bad. 3 success.
Okay. Yeah, he comes to you, and
Can you imagine
just
if
barely. Yeah, he gets his sword in time.
Oh, Edrich would have absolutely let him. He's impassioned by honor, and also, at this moment, this was, of all of the parts in the duel he was worried about, this wasn't the one.
Okay. All right. Let's clash swords, good sir. And that's not at all what he says to you. His eyes
Yeah, exactly.
are just focused on you. You haven't seen this kind of hate since like the Saxons. You know, he hates
He spits.
Yeah. I think his words were specifically die.
Yeah, his words were, "Die, Logor scum, I hope your country burns."
You haven't seen this kind of hate in someone's eyes since the last time you had one of your monologues while looking at your reflection in the water in the Winterbourne. Yeah.
I rolled a natural 1 and ended up with a 10. I reserve the right, potentially, to use my once per year buff.
It's a reroll.
You're gonna have to.
Oh boy.
I use my once per session buff, so I don't get critical.
Once per year.
Once per year, yes.
Once per year.
Okay.
Oh,
Did you already
That
use
was a
yours
good roll
this year?
from him.
He hasn't yet. I don't think any of us have.
I don't
this
think
year.
any of us have. I forgot
Yeah.
about it. So,
I, in a stroke of luck, I turned that mere success to a critical. He rolled well. I did not roll well.
That's right. It's not a
but with
reroll. It's an
this-
upgrade. I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. With this, I survive, and it's a tie.
Mm-hmm. So
What happens when swords die?
Nothing. The advantage of a sword is that they don't break when ties happen.
However, a critical. I think we had a house rule about how we were handling criticals, but I forget what the house rule was, because there's different ways to view what a critical is.
Oh yes.
Right.
Yes. Good point.
Where did I put that, friends?
Search for that.
I don't recall.
And I'm not sure I ever.
So
got
long as. Yeah.
full answer.
So long as I don't take that full damage after talking such a big game.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So you're upgraded, but this just upgrades you to a crit, but your number is effectively not a natural even of his number. So what this is going to do is, let me just see if that's the one.
It depends on
If you
what.
rolled 1 less.
Yeah, because you rolled a 1, he rolled a 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it. So both people take 1d3 damage that goes through armor. That's like the
With that?
clash. The critical effect drops off both, and you just compare the higher number, and that's the regular hit. The regular hit on you. So
Gotcha.
So let's
I'm
start
willing
with
to take that. I'm willing to avoid 4d6 damage.
yeah. So just take a d3. Roll a d3 for me. He takes
Absolutely.
2.
Yeah, hold on. You're going to see
Cleavage.
3.
Okay, you take-
For a moment, the 19 popped up, and I was terrified.
That's fair. And then he does. Oh, no damage, like garbage
Oh, but
damage.
shit.
That wouldn't
Just-
even get through armor.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset that I used my thing on that.
It's a
but,
5. It was a 5d6 roll too. Like it wasn't small dice.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was just 1-1. That's those D&D stats you hate when you're rolling for like I'm gonna roll for my charisma 9.
Yeah,
that's
What?
very
Exactly.
fun.
exactly.
If
Four
he rolled for
more
his
dice.
Charisma, if
Could
he
have been
rolled
a
for
lot
his
worse.
charisma, he would have gotten a 7.
All right.
Yeah.
So with that, any change in tactics or going back at it with the sword? He looks
Going back
hell-bent
at
on-
it.
That renewed him with a little bit of confidence now after a disastrous start for him. But he's
Yeah.
very wounded.
I think Edrich, despite his words at the beginning, was getting a little too confident. He has met only a few that can match his level of hatred for the world, and right now he's kind of getting the full brunt of that. So he changes tactics. How would he kill himself in a fight? And with that, he goes in for another attack. Oh, bollocks roll. That is 12 over 20.
Oh my god, a natural
I-
3.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I keep getting bad rolls.
You're
but
getting
let's
there
see
with
how good it
Edward
is.
rolls, man.
Oh,
I
he got
know.
worse.
Hey, wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get through his shield.
I rolled a natural. What did I roll? 5?
Yep,
24 damage. I rolled the polar opposite of what he did.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he takes 8. Forget the minus. And 8. Okay, he is unconscious. He drops. Whatever that last strike was, it was
exactly what it looks like. Yeah, it's as he rushes forward, ready to skewer Edrich, ready to impose his will on the world and kill him. Edrich just lets it happen, kind of flowing like water, going for a parry, and the sword goes right into the helmet, right into the face, and it's bad for consciousness.
Okay. Yes, so he kind of, it's more from the blunt trauma, I think, that sends him, because keep in mind, these are probably not helms, actually. This would be chainmail days, right? But
yes, kind of like a little coif.
Coif, yeah. So that he gets smoked in the head with that and ends up kind of going straight and just falling over. Clearly dealt with. Now, what I want to know from Edrich here, because there's an opportunity, I think, and I think I need to see this in the form of a test.
Indeed.
I want to see just versus proud.
Oh, those are both bad for me.
If just succeeds, you hand him over as an unconscious enemy to the prince, giving the prince sort of the authority. Otherwise, if proud wins, the consequence of that kind of exchange is you, a foreign knight, have dealt a very popular man his final blow. You finish him off, and it's not wrong. It's just not politically best.
Yes, it's just kind of weird. The just is the absolute worst it could be without being a fumble. Edrich is not amazingly proud, but it is less of a failure. So I believe in a scenario where both of them has failed, it goes over to you, my man.
I don't feel comfortable arbitrating this one. I want you to reroll both.
I'll pick.
Or reroll.
I'll pick if you want.
No,
I think leaving it to the dice is a good idea.
I think in this case only because it's gonna amount. You're gonna get an immediate gain of +1 in one of these as a result of whatever happens.
And it's gonna have big consequences for the future.
Indeed. So shall I re-roll Justin Proud?
Yes, please. Normally, I like that. I like that narrative feel. So close.
So close to a crit. That would have been perfect. Proud. Success on Proud.
You finish him off.
Exactly what it looks like as he lies there on the ground, maybe barely conscious, maybe completely out of it for the world. Edrich takes his blade, switches it to an underhand grip, puts one mailed fist on the pommel, and right over the heart.
All right.
He pulls out the blade, wipes it on the gambeson of his fallen foe, and goes, "Let justice be done."
As a note, Florence looks away before the final blow is given.
So do I increase Proud?
Yes, by 1.
Passes. He's beginning to feel like he shouldn't be the universe's chew toy.
Oh, crit on that. Okay.
Ooh, what happened? Is this good or bad?
Lack, the squire, the younger kid, comes running up to his uncle's body, and there's like tears in his eyes. This is very inappropriate of him to do, probably given the consequences of this meant that he was responsible for the king's death.
Indeed.
But you just see, I think the camera sees maybe more than you, because I think you're busy. I think your biggest concern isn't what young Squire Boy is doing at this moment as you finish this off. But there's just a look of hate sent Edric's way as he looks up after the death of his uncle.
You think I fuck around? You think this is the first child who wants to kill me? No. Many better children have wanted to kill Edric, and Edric's still here.
Thanks for the promo there. Nice cut promo.
Yep.
And but I think the Prince Derek, is like very grateful. He also doesn't get the consequences of not dealing the blow himself, right? He doesn't care. He's just relieved. He's like, oh, thank God. Like, he thought he was
relieved
the dead man.
It's over. Relieved he's innocent. Edric will kind of, I think with that success on Proud, kind of look towards luck, then, not dismissively, but very coldly, looks away and towards the prince. He will bow, sheath his sword, and he will leave the arena and rejoin his friend.
Mm-hmm.
Perin's watching Locke. That has been his concern since the minute the duel ended.
Florence's focus is on Derek, seeing how he's reacting to all this and making a mental note of it.
I think Derek looks really disheveled because he just lost what in his eyes were his father and his uncle figure. Both, it's just really confusing to him. And he's doing his best to put on, like, he is over 20. I think he's 21 exactly, if I remember correctly. So he's like, he knows.
Oh, I thought he was younger.
No, Derek is not. That's why he's not a squire, and Lack is a squire. So, he does look young though, and you get the impression he's like a young 21. Like, he's pretty naive, like, to the world, right?
Yeah, that's the next king.
Yep.
Mazel tov.
Well. Edric will approach, and blood stains, like the scabbard from where he has sheathed his blade, and he will say, without much else, I jammed my finger during the sword fight. I didn't want to straighten it out while I was in front of all the people, but I feel we might as well get inside.
I'll meet you in just a moment.
Florence.
The boy is bitter. I trust that.
You didn't see that.
Oh, I didn't see that. Got you. In that case, see you to the boy.
Florence just stands there for a moment, staring at Derek, before releasing a single humorless laugh. Wow. So this is the way things have gone.
If they hadn't started with assassination, it didn't have to go this way. I can only hope it hasn't played into their hands.
You heard what he said. He is most certainly not alone in this.
Those who come before us, with plots or with blade, they will fall.
Right.
With that, camera will zoom in on Perin. What's Perin doing?
Perin makes his way to Locke. And he kind of comes up and stands just to the side of his peripheral and crouches down.
You see
I'm
him.
not going to.
He's like.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's like. His hands are in the dirt beside his uncle's body, which is now like starting to pool with blood and mix in with the dirt, turning into more of a mud than when it was already there. Eddie just kind of keeps doing the same thing with his fingers, scraping into the mud, breathing heavy as he looks not anymore at his uncle, but instead just at the ground.
Perin crouches down and he goes, I'm not going to try to preach to you, boy. You've lost a lot. But nothing's going to change by being here, right now, and dwelling. The body's going to get cold, and you're going to get just as cold. I won't stop you from feeling what you're feeling, but come do it inside.
I'm gonna test one thing.
I'm willing to be a light. Oh dear.
Oh, we're fucked.
I don't know. I was testing to see if he was gonna fail. That was a passion test on love family. I'm trying to think how that's gonna play out, because he just watched his family effectively kill each other, and he's left with a brother he doesn't love.
Does this fella have a knife?
That would definitely lower his love of family now that he knows that
I dare
they're
say
just people.
it could give a rise to a new passion.
Yeah.
Hate Edrich specifically.
Oh, I think it'll be more than just hate Edrich.
I'm trying to show kindness to him. Hopefully that will help.
Melancholy? Definitely not out of the question. But no, wait. He critical to critical. He fumbled. So he critical the passion.
Yeah.
So that's complicated.
It is a complicated scenario. I think what this is he just gets up and, like, with really cold expression, looks to Perin and says, "You're right." And with that, he just starts to walk in, blood kind of still covering his hands. A much sort of more certain look on his face than a moment ago.
Hey, I bet he loves his brother.
Perin's gonna turn to Well and go, will you make sure that they arrange for proper burial? I'm sure the prince has his own plans, but just make sure that the scavengers don't get to him. And he walks just a little bit, or I think just alongside the boy, the prince, if he can.
Yeah, he's not running off. That was what that test was for, if he's gonna go into his quiet place. But yeah, I think he's not walking so fast that you couldn't keep up if you wanted to. You might have to, like, do a little bit of a hustle to catch him at first, but then you basically
just gonna walk alongside him quietly.
Okay.
Won't say anything unless he does.
Awesome. And who did you say that to about the burial?
My squire. Well.
Yeah. Okay.
Well.
Well.
Are you? Is it 20?
What?
What's the squire's age again?
Oh, I think he's 17.
I don't think so.
No,
You're
might
all
have written
like,
it wrong in the wrong place.
mine
he's
is
18.
19.
19.
okay. Just roll
One of
roll a d20 to see if he does the job effectively. 19 plus. He's on it. He's on it.
He's getting it. He's getting it.
there. Handsome boy. I'm very proud of him.
I think there's one. Okay.
He managed to contact, like, the local authorities who would see to this. So.
Local church.
Yeah. Clergy.
Probably like the alderman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as just one final thing for the scene as everyone's going inside, Florence is actually just going to stand outside, looking over at the body on the ground as the blood begins to pull out further, as he just kind of ponders on the senseless death and hatred that he has seen as both a reminder of what it means to be a knight, and also the thing that he almost despises most about what he is. And he's just going to spend a good time there, especially if it's like dark. I don't know what time it is.
It is not dark. It is like morning.
Okay.
But it's
All
probably no, it's not probably. It is a cold, for being the summertime, it's cold, it's dreary, and it just doesn't stop raining.
It's England.
Exactly.
Even
But-
more so.
Yeah.
It's Wales.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
I think, Florence stands out there for quite a while in the rain and sopping wet until either someone forces him inside or until he just can't bear it anymore. But I think it's important for him to feel like, that freezing numb sensation in his hands.
Okay. Yeah, I think your squire is gonna start to pester you after a while.
Yeah.
Sir Florence, we should go. We should go.
Right. You're right. Yes, let us go.
For this squire, it's like, having only been partially appraised to everything that's going on, they're probably just like, here's more knights killing each other, I guess. Like
Back out again.
missing all the intricacies of who these people are and stuff. Probably. Other than the king is
Edrich
dead.
did a duel again. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, here's Edrich in a duel again. Not a week goes by. No, 20. So you each get
Has been some time. I want to say that.
You each get 25 glory for exposing Sir Orcus. You get 100
yes.
for saving Derek's honor by winning the combat. That one, I think, goes to Thomas only.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then 17 as well for defeating Sir Orcus.
Let me 50 and 25. You said for exposing him, or 50?
25 for
the three. And then the thing to keep in mind too is you got all that geniality from the various.
I've already added that.
Yeah.
Currently we've got a decent sum of glory.
Yeah, it was a lot of feasting, a lot of
feasting.
Yeah.
And I, with the pure power of murder, did I catch up to you guys' geniality because it was low before someone's at the door.
All right. We'll just give him a minute. Get back here. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? It's early, but we're gonna take our first break. We will be back in a second.
Absolutely.
Oh, run the ads.
Yeah. We'll be back. Okay. We are returned from break. Is there any parting things that you want to deal with before you leave Carmarthen? You leave the
Edrich would
land
like
of
to.
Estregales.
Indeed, we've got to leave the land quickly. But Edrich would like to speak to the Prince Dirac, if he may.
Okay. I like the idea. Why
And,
don't we call him Prince Dirac? It makes sense. It's like Derek, basically.
Sorry. I suppose it's nearly King Derek.
Nearly
Yeah.
king. All that's left is the coronation.
Yes. You do get news that he'll be coronated within, like, by fall, basically.
Oh. Also, I'd like to fix a misnomer I said before. Technically, he would immediately become king because there's no break between leadership. The whole thing about coronation, turns out I made that up. Whoops.
Really?
Yeah, it's just it's immediate changeover when the last one dies. Because
I
there was one king that was never coronated until like 3 years into his reign because he couldn't enter London.
I can see why you would think that, because all of fiction has led me to believe that. Would
Yeah,
be the
exactly.
case.
Well,
Logically,
in
it makes
that case, the good King Dirac.
I think in to argue, though, Pendragon as fiction specifically has stuff in history. Like Uther has to get coronated. He doesn't.
Aha!
He's Prince Uther. He's Prince Eric.
That's fair.
Yeah, apparently he has a different name. Everything they call him Uther after.
That's pretty common. Yeah, kings are renamed.
I'm joking.
Or leave-
Yeah, Uther was always Uther.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, now you make me look silly, Bob. How could you?
It was just really deadpan.
Indeed.
Prince Eric Vulgaris?
People will know I'm full of shit.
Yes. We'll bring in Prince Eric Vulgaris at some point. Prince Eric
We're gonna have
of Vulgaris.
Vulgar.
Yeah.
Indeed. It is a vulgar place.
There's enough.
It's someplace in Aquitaine or something.
Prince Eric de Vulgar. I like it. There's enough. We got Perilous, Savage. Why not add Vulgar in there too? But
Can't forget full.
okay. Let's have that conversation.
Alrighty.
Is anyone else present for this, or is this a one-on-one scene?
I'll let it be
Edrich
one-on-one.
would absolutely invite people.
All right, I'm here.
Yeah, I'll be here too.
You talked me into it.
I twisted your arm. Edrich will approach wherever this might be it a throne room or some meeting place. I imagine the whole kinghood thing hasn't quite kicked in yet.
Right. So technically, he's like acting Prince Regent until he's coronated.
Yeah.
But there's like, it's not a voted role. It's just a matter of formalizing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he is like acting king basically right now, just like
Right,
Madoc.
so. Indeed.
There are a couple other figures there. These are people that have been in the contingent the whole time. The mountain man, who is not a mountain man. You know him as the king. I forget what I named him. But,
The King of the Mountains.
King of the Mountains, we'll call him. Until I can look up his name. I thought I
King Man, I
Mountain
believe he
King.
was called.
King Man. Man King.
Mountain Man.
Yeah.
I feel
Looks
like it was
like
something with an
man.
R, but I
Like
don't.
king.
It's not worth it for now.
Yeah.
It was written on the first page, but it's not there anymore.
On top of that, we have Lack is present and his brothers. And then there's a guy no one talked to last time, but he was in all of the stuff. The King of Cardigan, King Brenvarn, who's kind of acting as Prince Diric's like advisor.
Proper regent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Edrich will approach. I imagine this meeting was sort of organized, and he will say, Your Majesty. Majesty.
Is Sir Elaine allowed to
Oh,
be
absolutely.
a part of it? He would.
Yeah.
He would be part of your retinue, not the prince, not Prince Diric's retinue.
Edrich will say to the prince, I regret that circumstances soured so. But I am glad that I could have stopped it before things got worse, and that cooler heads prevailed, as it were.
You saved me in this kingdom, Sir Edrich. What Sir Orcus did is a terrible crime amongst any who call themselves people, any who would call themselves Christian.
Those that did it, Orcus, and whoever provided him, poisoned with the means or fueled his hate, they likely did it because your father, the king, was turning with us to join us arm in arm against our enemies. But his last words were one of brotherhood and conviction.
He hesitates. He nods, but he doesn't say anything in turn.
The situation is... sorry, Hugo.
No, you first.
The situation is complicated, made no simpler by the actions here today. But we came for a purpose. That was to gain allies in the fight against Malahut and the northern kingdoms. And the Saxons.
He pauses. I think I need, just to go through the whole thing here, I need somebody out of the group. And I'll let you guys sort of power game it a bit and choose the most appropriate person to do so. I need a single diplomacy roll to tell me how this whole after event has gone for you guys. A failure isn't a huge negative. A fumble will be.
What's only one of us gets to make it?
Only one of us, yeah.
What's your
My
highest?
diplomacy is 6.
Mine's 7.
Hell yeah.
You roll. And don't be afraid to use your upgrade if you think it's a good idea.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? What's the likelihood of me getting in a life or death situation this year?
Wait, maybe reconsider.
All right, that is a fail. I will use my upgrade.
Okay.
I wish I had a place to tick that. I guess I can. Oh, you know what I can do? I can add a skill that says upgrade, and I can just tick or not tick that.
Yeah, it's a good
Wait,
idea. Should all do that, actually.
Oh, right, yes, I get you.
Bam. So I don't need to roll it. I can just tick it.
Tick it as, when it's ticked, it means it's used.
Yes.
And then you untick it at the end of the year.
Correct.
Nice, I like that.
Sounds good. You might
Right.
you might even want to put it on the second part of your sheet, and like where you'd enter a squad, like your entourage, and name it the year.
I can't tick it there though.
No, that's true. Okay, it's all good. What I'm thinking is it'd be good to, like, the risk of ticking and relying on the tick is if you forget to untick it at the end of every year.
Well, I think we will, because we go through all the ticks and remove them at the during winter phase anyway.
That's true. That's true.
Sweet.
Okay.
Ha.
Okay, so
You are smart.
with that in mind, I think Prince Derek says, my father's last words were commitment to fight with Logris, to fight with King Uther. No, to fight with Prince Madoc. I will honor his words.
Perin nods and kind of steps forward himself and goes, and we won't forget it. When we ride together, face the Saxons, your kingdom will solidify its friendship with ours. You have my word of that.
He nods to you.
There was one more thing, if I may.
Of course.
Your younger brother, he's
here, by the way.
Oh, he's in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the
Oh,
room. He's
shit.
in the room glaring daggers at me.
That's
Oh,
all right.
he's
You know
not
what?
Currently glaring daggers at you.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Perrin's gonna say it anyway. Your younger brother, he's been through quite a bit. I understand if you'd want to have him close, but it might do him some good to travel.
What did you have in mind?
Well, we'd be happy to take him with us on our entourage. Sir Edrich is in need of a squire, as it is, for a time, temporarily.
Edrich grimaces, but that's the only outward expression.
Wait. I'm gonna get you to roll diplomacy again. This time it's just for you, Perin, because of what you said.
Oh no, I already used my upgrade. Okay,
You know who'd make a good playmate for your son Alaric, Edrich? Morgan.
Okay. I think the name of this game is he refuses the ask, Prince Derek does, and he doesn't speak any more of it. But I think it's clear to like all three of you as it's asked that basically, as good as your intentions might have been for like it being about Lack and being about the boy, you effectively, in their eyes, just tried to swindle your way into a political prisoner.
Gotcha.
Right? Because he would be second. He is the current heir to the throne until Derek has
Boy, I sure wish I had saved that upgrade for the second roll I made in the same thing instead of the first one that had little consequence. Okay, that's fine. That's good. We're good. We're fine.
So it doesn't leave you with any sort of like change of heart. I think it's just more that.
No, it's just a bad vibe.
Yeah. I think Derek specifically, and probably King Brandvarn, look at Perin a little differently in this moment. Like, a little more like suspicious, I think might be the right word. Not outright like.
I gotcha. They're going to consider the things that Perin says with a little bit more
suspicion,
a little bit more carefully.
Yeah,
in the future. Yeah, I getcha.
Exactly. Well, any last things?
I think the last thing Edrich says in relation to that is, such a thing is unnecessary. But your hospitality has been very grand.
I will not forget what you've all done here. Sir Elaine, please let King Nanteliad know. If he wishes to fight with Uther as well, he may do so. And Sir Elaine clears his throat and says, "Very well, my prince." And then King or Prince, I guess, Derek, looks back to everyone and says, "I won't forget what you've done here, all of you. Thank you." And at this point, Lack speaks up in turn and says, "Nor will I."
Edrich will say, "Should you need aid again, but ask."
Knights of Logris will always honor their alliances and agreements.
All right, we're gonna.
We will. But Logres historically.
It's fine. He didn't make a formal agreement that he wasn't going to steal his duke's wife. Informally.
It's good diplomacy to express that you'd always keep your promises even when you don't keep your promises.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I keep like 30% of my promises. I'm just gonna be upfront with you guys.
Yeah.
Uther keeps all of his promises. The problem is he sounds so sinister while he's doing it.
All right, so I think we're gonna move forward then, and I don't think we need a conversation with King Nanteliad if it's not necessary. I'm gonna actually end the actual envoy there, and we're gonna have return back to Logres. So
despite the chaos, oh sorry, you go.
I'm gonna add an extra 50 glory each just for successful envoy to into Cambria.
Not just successful, we did better than, because our original mission was to figure out why we weren't getting the men promised, and then we came with an additional kingdom's offer of support.
Yeah.
So,
Victory.
glory is added.
All right. We're gonna spend a little bit of time doing something we haven't done in a while. It's some Salisbury time.
Salisbury!
I thought you were gonna say it's another feast.
Oh, yeah.
It's an assassination. Oh,
There's always feasts.
Always feasts, always assassinations. Isn't that right, Baron?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So we are back in Salisbury. We're gonna kind of bounce around here. We're gonna go to Idmiston first and check in on Idmiston. So anything you have in mind, Mark? Anything you want to check in on is Sir Florence?
Florence is going to send some letters.
Okay.
Or specifically get someone to send some letters for him. Specifically, he is going to be sending some letters to each of the daughters of Duke Gollo. Focusing on seeing if they're alright, seeing how they're doing well, if there's anything they need. The classic, he will honor any promise, anything they should need, he will help them. As well, I think privately he'd send his own letter to King What's-His-Face. King of the short place, the name with the short name, the one who married Morgause. I forget his name. King Lot? Yeah, King Lot.
Lothian. I was like, King of Short Place. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Lothian, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, he would basically send a letter to King Lot. As both a kind of a, just a general, just whether or not he sees it, inquiry into how he's doing and whether or not he would like to come around for tea.
Oh boy.
Doubt he will actually honor it, but he sends it nonetheless.
Yeah. Okay. Noted. We'll address the outcome of those letters.
But mainly, he's as well. He would want to look into where Morgan is currently, because she was supposed to be marrying off to someone, but they haven't come to our age yet.
You actually know that, I think. You know Morgan is she's still in the king and queen's charge. Like she's
Yeah, okay. So she's in Londinium.
Yeah. Eventually she'll be probably
married off to
right, but she'll go through like her standard like page scenario, right? I think, or whatever the equivalent of that is.
Yeah. I think
her learning.
Florence is just going to do the best he can to be able to keep an eye on her. Even probably traveling to Londinium for business, but really just trying to make sure that she's safe and that nothing bad is happening to her.
And funny enough, you realize that the three daughters probably actually have the most claim after Arthur and Madoc, right?
To the throne? Yeah.
because their father was a high person. On top of that, their mother is the queen. So even though they have no relation to Uther, they do have some claim to Logris.
Exactly. They also have a claim to the entire Duchy of Cornwall.
Yeah.
It's a lot of territory. Yeah.
They have the best claim to the entire Duchy of Cornwall. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Sounds good. I'll address. Remind me when we get to we're gonna do a little bit of feasting in a bit. Remind me at the feast to get back to you with your letter returned.
Right.
All right. Let's go to Durnford. See what's going on in Durnford.
I love Durnford.
Anything you want to check in on him?
Yes. How is Sir Carnog coming along with the thing that I asked him to do?
Right. Remind me, because it's been several sessions, or is it secret-y?
It is kind of secret-y, but we talked about it on camera, so it's not a big deal.
Noted.
He has been putting together a small militia of semi-trained peasants. And then I would like to visit my wife and kids. If I can only do one, I'd rather do wife and kids.
Why don't you test your commoner's hate, or what is it?
Hatred of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hate
Or
landlord.
do you mean concerned commoners or hatred?
Hatred.
Landlord.
Just gonna see.
Hatred landlord.
Okay, that's good.
They like you.
They like me a lot. I'm super good to these guys.
And we're just gonna test something for him. Okay, yeah. Karanog's actually been rather successful at organizing a bit of a peasant militia. Even though it's like before a time where such things are done, and that would be very kind of seen more like that's how Saxons, it's actually one of the reasons are a little more effective, is like everyone picks up their weapon and fights, and you do that, but their weapons are like pitchforks and like whatever they farm with.
It
it's
is
not
incredibly
comparable.
illegal what I am doing.
Well, not just that. I'm just saying it's very countercultural too. So.
Hell yeah.
You're a rebel. You're a trendsetter.
I'm a trailblazer.
You're not a rebel yet. You're a rebel if it's noticed
That's
and
true.
people don't like it.
Technically, you're a dissenter.
I love it. Perfect. I'm gonna test one. Gotta test one. Okay. There is one slight setback. You have a visitor arrive in Durnford over the summer. They announce the figure who arrives. They say, let me just get there.
It could be anyone. I invite so many people to come visit me. It could be literally anybody.
Now, presenting Sir Doe.
I have no idea who this is.
You can do recognize. Let me see what his. Let me see what his
thingy is.
His glory is.
Yeah. Should I wait to roll until after you say it, or to?
Yeah, because you're gonna get a modifier +4 to your recognize roll.
Success.
There you go.
Almost a crit. Can he be just a little less glorious, please? Just slightly.
So this is and he's announced as the guest, and he arrives. His name is Sir Do de Cardul. He is a vassal officer of the king and the Forest Justicar. So his role is he effectively travels around the land, kind of like Argan does, but his matters are more in the forest. And what he's known for is he's an old friend of Uther, dating back from their childhood, though he'd be quite a bit younger than Uther. He's famously just 20, and famously cruel, and he's also proud. The commoners call him King Despot or the Pillager.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not great names to have by the peasantry.
No.
Perin will come out and greet him, and Sir Do, I'm honored to have you in my home. How can I assist you? Are you here for your services, or to stay so that you may travel elsewhere?
I was just passing through the forest, actually. And I thought I'd come take a look. I just got done hanging a few bandits in Shoot Forest. They spoke of odd tales of a manor down further south, one that they tried to raid. They spoke that the peasants were organized, like a military.
Oh, you're serious? Well, I have recently equipped Durnford Manor, fairly recently equipped Durnford Manor with defenses, walls and the like, rampart, moat. But though the peasants are lively here, I would hardly say they're organized.
As well. Who knows with the commoners and the things they say.
In my experience, the bandits have tried to steer clear of Durnford since the time of my father. He was very effective in driving them off. After his passing, my brother took up the mantle, drove off quite a few of them, and they haven't been back since, save for minor probings. Though, further north, I hear they're still having many problems. Glad to hear that there's a few less of them in Shoot.
Quite so. I heard there were some cultists here not too terribly long ago, spending their time in Shoot Forest. I make sure to ride through here now every year, just to be certain.
Well, I'm sure Sir Gortrix would be happy to hear that. My cousin, Dallin, lives south in Camelot Forest. If you'd like, they were directly involved in the crushing of the last holding. I'm sure they'd have more information for you.
Quite so. I need an intrigue roll from you.
An intrigue roll?
Yeah.
For me?
That was one away from being very bad.
He nods to you and he says, very well. I would like to speak to this Sir Dallin, see if anything's arose from that. I'll make my way down south. It's been some time since I visited Camelot.
Of course. You're welcome to rest here as long as you like, and I or Sir Karanog would be happy to aid you in whatever investigations you wish to conduct in this area.
I don't think that will be necessary. Likely commoner talk.
Well, in that case, perhaps you'll try some of our wine. Our winery just was made fully operational not too long ago. Still having to import the grapes, but I'm hoping that won't be the case for too much longer.
Some wine would be good. Thank you.
Sir Doe, more like Sir Doofus.
Right?
You just walk away and like, idiot.
Idiot. What a
Remind
dummy.
yourself that
Sir...
overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
What a dummy. Sir Kernog, we gotta talk. We got a problem.
All right. You can tell this guy's just very business. Like, Argan gave off that vibe too, but Argan was a little more swindly. This guy's more like
straightforward.
Yeah, he's that drill sergeant type. There is no gray with this guy. There's black and white. So,
Good man.
It's funny. Yeah, I bet you Edrich and him will get along famously. Speaking of Edrich,
Actually, Liam did have a thingamajiggy.
I did. I wanted to talk to my wife and kids as well, if that's doable.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
It's been a long time, and I think last time I spoke to my wife on camera, she told me something very personal.
Mm-hmm.
So, just for your refresher, Bob, I now have... I had 2 twins born last year, Sir Doof and Elaine.
We're never gonna hear the end of that either. I know it.
I have a daughter, Siri, that should be about 3 or 4 years old now. And then I have my son Percival and my son Jaren. And Jaren should be 6 years old now, I think. 5 years old. So my oldest is 5 years old. I have 3 sons and 2 daughters.
Let me just confirm. Yet Jaren is 5 years old. 49. Birth Dante, which we renamed to what?
Percival.
Okay. And Siri I have for Kiri, 491.
Mm-hmm.
What was after that?
Doof and Elaine, 493.
Let me just... Sir Doof. 493?
He's gonna get beaten up as a kid so much.
No, he won't. His sister Elaine's gonna kick their asses if Jaren and Percival don't do it. My eldest is named Jaren. He's gonna destroy any kid that picks on them.
I would think it would be very ironic if Jaren is like a very bookwormish kid.
Who's after Doof again?
Doof and Elaine are the same year. They're twins.
Right.
And that's it.
Okay.
I did, yeah.
Big household.
5 kids under 5.
Yeah.
Florence, how many sons do you have again?
Son of a bitch.
And just for the record, too, this would be like the year or next year will be the year for your 6-year-olds. They'll start being sent to Sarum for schooling, and then into being pages at that point. So
Jaren's gonna go and do stuff.
All right. So I think this is one of those things where the kids all being as young as they are, it's probably your exhausted wife, Bronwyn, out in the field in Durnford, not far from the river. Is it River Bourne? What are you on? The River Bourne. You're on one of the rivers.
Not Bourne. I'm the other one.
Oh my god.
The unlabeled one.
Avon River.
Avon. There we go.
The river.
The river.
River River. And yeah, so they're on the river and kind of all not right on the water, but you're like on an almost having like a picnic. It's late summer and the kids or one of them's always crying or fighting somebody else. It's like there's nonstop chaos. But you can tell that Bronwyn is more relaxed in the setting. I mean, there's an extra set of hands here. You guys do have help, obviously, too, on top of that. But it's peaceful being outside, not being cooped up in the house. And she's just enjoying herself.
I think Perin's sitting next to her, and he kind of looks over and he goes, "Who would have thought I would have ever been so lucky?"
Indeed. So many healthy kids.
You know, there was a time when I had the worst luck. My injury and my dealings with Merlin. I had almost given up hope of a happy life.
She kind of nods, like she went through a lot of that with you. I don't think that's news to her, I would imagine.
No.
Right?
No. He goes, I'm sorry we haven't gotten your home back.
I hope after Octaniosa, the king or the prince, whoever is in charge of the marshals, finally directs our attention east. It's been too long. I would hate for our kids not to have the claim they ought to.
I would hate for you to not be able to step back onto the soil that was once yours. But I'm close to Madoc now. I have a feeling that things are going to start changing for as long as he's in power.
And Uther? You don't think he'll recover?
I'm not hopeful on it. Maybe it's for the best.
Give me an intrigue roll. All right.
Hell yeah, I'm cruising today.
I gave her a bonus too because she knows you, but she'll before that intrigue roll, because I should have said the thing first and then saw how you respond.
Mm-hmm.
But her comment when you say you don't think he'll recover, she says, you don't think he will, or you hope that he won't?
I think that I've seen Uther Pendragon do great things with his office. And I think that I've seen Uther Pendragon do terrible things with it as well. When I was with Gorlo, he told me that he didn't believe that fate could be changed in great ways, only influenced subtly. I still believe that to be true.
Are you worried about the Saxons up north?
Yes. I think that on purpose or on accident, Uther has placed a lot of allies together up north. They're far more organized and working with knights. I wouldn't be surprised if soon we started seeing Saxons on horseback or equipped with better armor. We'll need as much of England as we can get together on this. But if it works, then I pray that Madoc can make it work before whatever comes. Maybe we'll have something to look back on fondly. And I think he smiles and kind of like playfully tackles her to the ground.
Right.
And he goes, I'm very grateful to have met you, Lady Bronwyn.
I think she has like a handful of mud, and like rather than responding in a super serious way, she just streaks it right down your nose and like across your lips.
Right, that was fair. That was fair. he kind of gets up and wipes some of it off. He would never do the same back to her. And he kind of looks out on at the kids and he goes, "Who would have thought?"
At least we're safe here.
For now. And I'll do everything in my power to make sure that it stays safe. Durnford will remain a fortress and a sanctuary for everyone who needs it.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I'm sure it won't.
One request, Perin.
Of course.
If our allies need our hospitality, please do everything you can not to extend that to Oslav.
I hope it won't have to come down to that. I won't try to talk you out of your feelings on the matter.
I've tried to talk myself out of my feelings on the matter. Nothing has changed. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
All right, and we'll go to Winterbourne Stoke now.
Your wife's a racist, Perin. Not that I put it past all of Logris's. I am too.
She had some real fucked up stuff happen to her not that long ago at the hands of your people, so like I get it.
She feels the way she feels for a reason.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not like most of
Still
us.
Racism.
It's not like most of us where we like hate all the Saxons because of stuff that happened to our grandfathers, probably. Like, you know.
This happened to me personally. I have more of a right to how I feel. But yes, I think as far as Edrich goes, a lot of what Edrich wants to do, he needs to do with a posse, but largely, I spent 7 Librum trying to get repairs started on what burned down last time. I imagine my commoners, despite all the work I do, and I made myself impoverished and bought my way back up so they wouldn't have to eat grass, they probably still have some hard feelings that all of the time, bad things happen. And you know what? I get it. Edrich is going to go home and he is going to relax with his son Alaric, who what's the year right now?
494.
494.
His son Alaric, who will turn 2 this year. And his lovely wife Oslav. And he's just going to take a well-deserved break and tell them about his journeys, bouncing his son on his knee and going, and he psychically communed with the tree, and I'm unsure precisely what he saw. But the raven itself beamed its memories into my mind too, and I'm not sure what that was. But regardless, it was cool.
So I want to test that, and it's about as high as it possibly can be. The weather this year is the worst you've ever seen it.
It is. Is it a tornado? Is it a tornado?
No, it is, and this is weird because you notice it across all the land. It doesn't stop raining. There are floods everywhere. It's muddy and messy. You almost never see the sun. You think the crops would grow well, but it's, there's such a thing as too much.
Too much rain. The soil is an infertile slurry.
Yeah. Fortunately for Edrich, it's the first time you're like, oh, I'm in this with everybody else at least.
Yeah, exactly.
This wasn't a rain cloud just over Winterbourne. Stoke.
Yeah. Edrich is prepared for another monologue as he holds his son with his wife in a dark room, sheltered from the storm by the stone house, and he's about to go. And again, God. Oh, no! Wait, hold on. This is just bad weather.
You find out something else. Maybe you do. Give me an intrigue roll.
Let's do it. Success.
You kind of get the sense that, and probably part of it is the tracks you saw on the way in. There was a rider here, a guest, and you start to kind of pick up the pieces that someone has been meeting privately with Oslav. But the weird thing is, people know about it, including your brother, and including your other knights, and no one will talk to you about it. Everyone's very elusive.
They think that I'm a homicidal maniac, and I don't know why they got that impression. I only kill when the time is right. Has Oslav spoken to me about it?
No.
In that case, Edrich will, in that room, say, Oslav, you know I trust you dearly.
And you, of course. He says very matter-of-factly. Now that we're stating the obvious,
Would you be able to tell me why everyone in the castle believes I will throw them out a window if I ask them questions about who has been meeting with you?
I don't think everyone's concerned that you'll do anything of the sort, Edrich.
For what purpose, then, is... Why do I feel like a secret is being kept from me in my own home? Is everything all right? Are we in danger?
Everything's all right. Can you keep a secret? She asks you that, and it's almost like she knows you. Not that you're bad at intrigue. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of, are you willing to?
For you? Yes.
Lady Ellen has come to visit. We became close while I was in Sarah. But it was her request for others not to know that she visited. She made it clear it wasn't about visiting with a Saxon. It was safety protocol.
I see.
She kind of
As
says,
understand
with a Saxon, you can tell it's like she's literally speaking like Ellen's words. It's like,
Yeah, exactly. Edric nods, and he will say, "It is understandable and prudent indeed for such things to not be revealed. It does, however, grate that the inhabitants of my own holding would be... I feel like someone has gone over my head and behind my back in a display of gymnastic ability. But it is harmless, and I understand why things were quiet, and I thank you for telling me."
give me like a diplomacy roll. Or no, intrigue's fine. I'll pass that.
That is a fumble.
I think I'll leave you to your own conclusions. Then is what I'll do with a fumble. So.
Well, I trust my wife, and I trust my brother, and everyone else is up for debate, but they haven't betrayed me yet.
Please test for me suspicious. Just flat.
Do it.
Why do people think I'm gonna throw them through a window? They keep thinking that I'm gonna throw them through a window.
Exactly. Defenestrate them. Their failure on suspicious. If that had been critical, things would have gotten weird.
I think you find yourself now, especially in your role as a constable, knowing that you're supposed to start doing this thing that Argon did. You know that you've got less time than the others. You're going to have to pack up and head to London pretty quick. Like, you have obligations to go attend to. So you've got shorter time with your wife and family than you'd probably like, right? It's like,
yeah. Here's the thing. Edric can spend time raking a woman he loves and has fought for more than is reasonable over the coals to try and get to the bottom of this, or he can enjoy the time with his wife and son and live as a normal person would. Live as a man who is not soaked in blood all the time.
So
with ice water in his veins.
I'd like to suggest with the failed suspicious roll, you actually kind of catch yourself being too suspicious.
Yeah.
Like you realize you're doubting and you're mistrusting everyone in your house, and you yourself are sort of the reason why everyone is... It's not that they like you any less, they're more worried. Like, you know, that you start to get pictures of Argon and what his household might look like, right? A very similar thing. It's like someone who's very good at knowing every secret and has their hand in everything and distrusts everyone. Makes for one hell of a what's the word I'm looking for? Like they revere you in a way that makes it harder for them to relax. Oslov being the exception. She doesn't give a fuck.
Well, that's great. Yes.
There's no fear
honestly,
in that lady. So
wonderful. Honestly, Edric's first thought isn't how could they think that of me? It's good. But his second thought is I want to be different from that. I want a different sort of household. I want the kind of life that I imagine my friends have at home. And I want to... yeah, exactly. And I want in this place to be calm and to be able to relax. And I want that for other people as well. I want to hug my enormous wife. And Edric will.
Fair enough. Okay. So... that brings us to the tail end of the little asides. If everyone's comfortable, I'll go to the next scene.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Rebecca's got a good point. If they would stop acting like they've got a secret, I'm sure I'd stop interrogating them about the secret.
That's exactly what a suspicious person would say. Yeah.
Exactly. They got nothing to hide. Why are they so concerned?
Right.
Oh god.
All right. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward into Christmas. It's gonna be a shorter year, kind of a shorter year. We had a long pub crawl, so
We had a very long pub crawl. We had a long pub crawl and then followed them for ages.
And I'm excited
Perin-
to tell you that you get to continue that with a feast.
Perrin
Hell yeah.
drank more alcohol this year than I think he has in the last 5 years combined.
Oh yeah. This is
And
a
he-
big one. Holy shit.
He owns a winery on his property.
I just looked at people at the table and oh my god.
Unless you stop him, and unless he's on a completely different floor, Edric's going to, like, try and dissuade you from drinking.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think you've seen what I've seen.
Oh, shit.
What are we looking at? Is it Morgan?
No, it's worse. Look above, Morgan.
Oh, the Queen and the King. They're back, baby!
Oh no, that's not it.
Oh, that is what I was looking at.
Oh.
Oh.
What are you looking at?
Oh.
What's everyone
Oh.
so nervous about? Oh, Sir Argon got you. Never mind. Now I get it.
Wow, we just said just talking
was a
about three
roller
separate
coaster.
things. Just
I love how you were like, oh god, the regent I hated back, and the mother who does not like me, and the one I'm attracted to. And you were like, oh god, the king and the person who humiliated him. And Edric is like, god, that 10-year-old creeps me out.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, that's great.
Does anyone know where a car duel is?
Who's doing this to me?
It's Card
Now Cardduel?
Dock.
No,
Doe
no.
Duel.
A place called Car Duel. Does that sound familiar? At all?
Oh,
Oh, no.
No,
All I know
no.
all I know is that Sir Dew is from it, and that's because I just interacted with him.
Yeah.
I assume it would be up in Scotland.
I would assume so too, because it's what you guys were saying, and that's the only reason I would assume that. So.
What's it's got a duel?
Time to do.
Card duel.
I have no idea. Oh, actually, I'm assuming that so he was a childhood friend in America.
Oh, so he's from mainland.
Maybe. I mean,
What?
most people in America were there because they were displaced, so it's possible that's not true as well. It's possible that's not a thing.
Well, he's from somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, so we
He
got
popped out of the ground in an egg.
No.
Egg.
is Perin going above the salt?
Yeah, of course he is. I mean, Uther's here. Obvious.
Yeah, of course.
That's the
Uther, yeah. Uther
that's
was
the
someone.
deal.
There's one other person I forgot to add. I'll do that in a second. Did Florence, did you roll? Oh, there we go.
He succeeded.
Yeah, the salt.
Oh yeah, we yellow spread.
I'm catching up to you, Florence.
Give us
catching
another
up.
appearance roll, Thomas.
Never
I
beat
did,
me.
I failed.
I'm getting more.
You got to do 2, right? Or no, that's only when you
Oh
fumble.
no, it's only if you fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm below the salt.
I'm getting.
I feel I probably like feel a burning gaze at me, and like Queen Igraine is like you.
I feel like I'm looking into the future and I see a moat where the king is like, my sword of victory, and we all sit up from 3 different places, just completely spread out.
Edric's just like wrestling a drumstick away from a dog.
Yeah.
Sword of victory. Who? What? Where? What?
Look, I got a blue tongue.
Hey,
Ah,
like a lizard,
yeah,
the best kind of lizard.
they're really cool. There was a
They are.
giant one that was like, it scampered out from underneath my house not long
Nice.
ago. It was like
Mm.
7 months. And it was, I feared for my life, but mostly because I'm a very anxious young man.
I get that.
But truly it trundled. It trundled as it moved.
It trundled with the bundled.
Trundled with the bundle.
All right. So the Lady Nineveh and Lady Gwynedd are also here. They are tending to Uther. They aren't like right with him at this exact moment. And for food, we have eels in thick, spicy puree. Heraldic emblem
Heraldic emblem in meat jelly?
and meat jelly.
Well,
What? So is like the Pendragon insignia kind of like
100%.
stamped into?
yep. It's
Pendragon
floating
strong.
inside
Yeah.
the meat jelly.
Yeah. And then turnips baked with cheese, which
meat
sounds
jelly.
pretty good actually. Okay. So we shall shuffle and go. Perin, you are up.
Perin,
2-round feast.
2-round feast. I know exactly what I want to do for both rounds. Round number 1, I want to talk to the lady in white, who I don't think she has actually told me her name in canon
No,
yet.
she is the lady in white for you guys, respectively. Yep.
Great. I'd like to try to work my way to subtly talk to her.
Okay.
All right. Let me roll me them intrigue. That's a success.
Yeah, so you find your way to her, which isn't hard because she's technically above the salt right now.
When Perin starts to get close, he kind of smiles and goes, "Excuse me, is Lady Gwynedd with her as well?"
She is, yeah, but kind of
Oh.
a little off, like not right. Like you could just speak to the lady in white if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think he's going to introduce himself to both, and then he'll ask to speak to the lady in white. Go, Lady Gwynedd. I'm not sure if I have gotten your name. It's good to see you both and good spirits. I'm not sure if we've had the pleasure yet, Lady Gwynedd. Oh, her image is broken.
Image is broken. That's okay. People can see it. She says, "Sorry, you don't say her name, Lady Gwynedd, right? You don't know.
I do say no. I know Lady Gwynedd. That was the other bit was referred to the lady
Okay.
in white. Yeah.
Lady Gwynedd smiles, says, "Sir Perin." The lady in white just kind of nods with a slight smile. There's just something always concerning about that little. It's not a smirk. It's just about as small of a movement as one could make to still be officially called a smile.
No. This is working for me. It's fine. Perin will kind of nod and go, my cousin speaks about you very often, anytime he comes to visit, Lady Gwynedd. You don't mind if I speak to your company here for a moment?
Oh, not at all. With that, Lady Gwynedd kind of steps aside. You can tell just in her movements, she doesn't look like she fits in super well in this environment, which doesn't really surprise you.
Perin turns to the lady in white and he goes, it occurs to me that I don't have anything to call you.
Most don't. If you're asking for my name, some call me Nineveh.
Nineveh. Well, I'm honored that you feel comfortable speaking such a thing to me. I was hoping to speak to you a moment. Would you be off-put if I did so?
I imagine that would depend on the topic.
Nothing distasteful. I just noticed that the king was in good spirits, good health. Relatively. It seems that your treatment worked.
He is far from healthy. Nothing that a good bit of makeup might hide.
Ah.
He wished to address the people, and for now, well, the prince thought it was a good idea.
I don't know if she would notice it. She probably would, but immediate wave of relief runs over Perin. Oh, that's good. I mean, it's good that he's not taken worse, of course.
Yeah, intrigue.
Oh, good lord, ma'am. Well, let's hope that I have been reading this character right so far. Otherwise, I'm in some big trouble.
She nods to you and just says, "What will come will come. I have no wish to sway it.
Of course.
But for now, Logres must stand against the invaders."
And it shall. With the full roar of every voice that it can muster, it will stand against the invaders. Madoc is going to join us on the battlefield, isn't he?
He intends to.
That is something I would hope to talk him out of, but for some reason I see that unlikely.
The king is not aware. I know I haven't had time to speak to you like the others. Let me just be clear. He's not aware of Lindenpool in its current state. The prince thought it best to keep such information from him until he's better.
I think that wise. Thank you, Inove. I'm not sure what it is about you, but there's something familiar.
And what are you speaking to there? Just curious.
I think it's just her general vibe reminds him a lot of Merlin.
Yeah.
You know, like not the same, obviously, but I mean it's the same thing with like Florence thinking she's an angel, right? There's something just ethereal about her. It feels like he's kind of speaking to a dream every time he talks to her.
She smiles.
Well, given I'm prone to making these offers in general, though I have a strong inclination that you will not take me up on it. Should you ever be in the need of a place to stay in Salisbury, that's not here, Durnford's doors will be open to you.
Let me just see her hospitality here. Okay.
Hospitality 6. She throws water in your face.
Sorry, that's a compliment in my for my people. Man, Summerlanders are weird.
Okay. She says,
Oh, you weren't that far off, Thomas.
"Your offer is quite kind." And she does actually pause like that when she says it. But I spend very little time in Salisbury.
And yet, Durnford's doors remain open nonetheless. I hope you enjoy the feast.
You just for a second just see a smile on her face, and I'm gonna give you an intrigue roll.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
That's a pretty good success.
When you say the weird thing about Nineveh is it seems like she, just like Merlin, she's only half here ever. And when you say, I hope you enjoy the feast, her smile is something akin to the way someone might smile at the irony of a statement made. And
Great. That's great. Love that.
And with that, she says, you as well. And then turns back to Lady Gwynedd and kind of steps off towards Lady Gwynedd to speak to her again.
Perin will nod and make his way out into the rest of the gang.
All right.
I love the contrast. Feels like he's speaking to an angel. Feels like he's speaking to a dream. Feels like he's speaking to someone who shouldn't be fucked with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that is 1, 2. Yep, 2. Right?
3.
You get plus
2
one
above
from
assault,
the
1 for
success.
the success.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, what? So it's
Yep.
1 for being above the salt, 2 for being above
2
the
for
salt.
being above the
Okay,
salt.
thank you. That's why I was, yeah. Okay, so near the salt's the 1. There we go.
Give me the glory. Give me the glory.
Okay, so
Give me the
genealogy 3, and then we go to Florence for round 1.
Alright, Florence is going to do something unusual for him. He is not going to draw a card. Instead, he's going to approach Morgan.
Okay.
Which side are you on?
Morgan is... Hold on one sec. I think it's important because she's a little older now. I just want to get the age right. Give me a sec here. It's not super significant, but I thought it'd be important. Where the hell did I get their ages from? One sec. I had their ages from somewhere. Maybe I didn't pull it from canon. Maybe I made it up.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Do you know what year she was born?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, where did I record that stuff? Let's see if I recorded it. Nope. I bet you it's in the Great Pendragon campaign, but hold on one sec. Lane. I don't know what I had her at. I'm pretty sure I had her at like 7 or something like that before. And that would have been 3 years ago. So she's probably like 10 or 11 right now.
Alright.
Yeah, just for context.
Okay.
Somewhere between probably 11 or 12 is actually where she's at right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
And
case,
another broken picture.
Florence will make his way over to her and would kneel down to be on her level and go, Lady Morgan, It's been quite some time since we last spoke. I do hope you've been well.
I am. Do you want to play a game?
Sure. What game?
There's like a cards, isn't there? And what were the games in this?
I believe there is.
Dice.
I believe one of them is chess.
Games, there we go.
Why is the 11-year-old gambling?
It's not gambling.
It's playing a game.
Hide and go seek.
Playing cards have not yet been invented. It's very clear. I think dice,
No.
which is hilarious. Tally or knucklebones is called.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, you first.
All right. Pick up the dice. Give him a roll.
Imagine it's just like 2d6 or something like that.
Probably. I don't know. Might be one of those games where you roll multiple dice.
Yeah. Why don't we just make a gaming roll though, real quick?
I doubt we're actually going to play Knuckleball. Yeah, he's not good at gaming.
Yeah. You roll. She's not either, so. But we're just gonna do this occasionally as we go through this mix. Oh, she's got a 10. Apparently, she's not terrible at it.
Damn.
Her 4 exploded twice. So.
Adore her. She's doing great.
So at this point, she rolls and fails as well. She says, "You are gone for some time, I hear."
Yes. Traveling off to distant kingdoms in search of allies.
But
It was quite an encounter.
distant lands, allies, some old and new.
Indeed. In fact, there was a boy over there. I guess nearly a man, but he reminded me a lot of you.
And you're speaking about Prince Derek? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Well, no.
Lack?
The other one. Black.
Fuck.
She smiles. And she pushes the cup to you. Like, we'll say there's like a cup and then you're, mixing, like rolling it in the cup and then putting it down. So she passes it to you like it's your turn.
And goes to pick up the cup. Pauses for a moment. How have things been here in Londinium? Then he makes a roll.
Rainy.
That is very true. I must say, almost every time I've traveled up this way, it's been rainy on one time or another. Another fail. Passes the cup back.
She frowns as your cup lands, and she takes it herself, picks it up. She says, "Mom cries most nights. Doesn't really say much anymore.
I see.
Something changed. I think she sees now. Sees what I told her." And then she picks up the cup and begins to shake. She lifts up the cup and frowns and kind of slides it back your way after the roll.
I see. What of your sisters? Have you had any contact with them?
No, they'd promised to come, but I think they said there were bad men between them and us. They said
see.
bad men, but I think they just mean Saxons.
I see. Well, hopefully you'll be able to see them soon enough. That he rolls a dice as well. Another failure, but he doesn't seem to pay any mind to it. He passes the cup back and goes, I have been doing my best to keep in contact with them as well, though letters can only go so far.
She nods and shakes the cup a bit. She says, you know, I've been learning a lot lately in my teachings. I've been learning how to read, been learning science, or whatever. She says, like, my lessons. And she says, do you know it takes 9 months for a healthy baby? And then she puts the cup down with the roll.
Indeed. This is what I have been told, and what is to my understanding. But it takes a little bit more to have a healthy child. One must make sure it receives proper love and care. And he takes a moment to think about how the time he's spent with his own children being very little. Spends most of his time going about doing knightly things, and he doesn't have much time to really be a father. And also remembering his own father, who he didn't really know at all. Just a man that's a mystery and a legend and a story. Then he shakes his head and goes, but yes, what else have you learned in your lessons?
Well, I've been learning more. You know, my father always wanted me to pay more attention to God. And I've been learning that sometimes God gives dreams to those that need to know things, so they might act in His will.
Indeed. God acts in many mysterious ways. Your father was a good man. A very good man.
She picks up the cup again and she begins to shake it. She says, you know, I told Mom that night when Father came home from the war. I told her about the dream. That it wasn't Dad. And her eyes go up and look like right at Uther. And she doesn't lift the cup up. And she smiles at you and says, thank you for the game. And she walks.
Of course.
She walks off, and I think it'd be cool if, like,
yeah,
you know, Florence reaches for the cup, just curious.
Let's pick it up.
It's just the boxcars that you've been trying to get to win the game are sitting there under the cup.
I like this girl. She's going places.
Of course you would. Of course you'd like this girl.
Can I adopt her? Can she be mine? I want her.
And Florence would just pick up the dice and hold them in his hand for a moment, just kind of staring at them, processing what just happened, before standing up and going, I could really use a drink.
All right.
That's him.
You will get.
I didn't succeed.
Yeah.
So I get one.
It was close, like a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
You get the one.
Perhaps perhaps some extra consideration could be made because he was speaking to the daughter of the king, and he could get an extra geniality.
I think Florence has enough. One's good.
I think he's good.
Fair enough.
I don't think
Fair
it's necessary. Plus, it's not like he
Technically-
wanted to draw attention. For
Cry
this.
with the Librum from the barony.
She's the
Just
step.
exactly.
wiping my tears with Libra.
Also,
With coin.
she's the
With just
stepdaughter.
like hard, heavy coin.
Yeah, yeah.
She's the stepdaughter of the king. I don't know if that carries the same prestige. I don't know, basically, you know.
Well, now who's intolerant? Still me.
Still you.
So,
Speaking of which,
it's gonna be me. Edrich is up.
When Florence says, "I really need a drink," Edric's senses are like heightened, and he just gives up. As he passes, Edric would like, if possible, does Madoc look like he is in a time or place to talk shop? Because he's got to report in.
I mean, this is. Would you know that though? Courtesy. He says courtesy for me.
Let's do it. Look, man, it's about assassinations of kings.
Of
This
course.
kind of thing needs to be.
You know
Yeah.
when the best time to talk shop is? At Christmas dinner.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
it's
Best
Best
based,
time to talk
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah.
based on every family Christmas dinner I've ever had. I'd say that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think in those cases, it's possible that a family member or two might have failed their courtesy rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I'm
Edric-
not sure.
Edric is that uncle. Edric's not gonna like, I disapprove of your choices. Edric's gonna be like, that boy you brought in, I'll kill him. I will.
All right. Edric.
Edric would like to approach Madoc if he may, considering the gravity of what has gone down. Obviously, Prince Madoc has likely received reports, but there are extra concerns outside of the Welsh kingdom that we stabilized? ?
Okay. How do you approach this?
Since Edric is coming from below the salt, he will go
Intrigue.
the normal-ish route, yes. Don't fumble this, Edric. Edric, I believe in you. Success.
Hey, great success.
You choose a perfect, opportune moment to approach Madoc just as the duo got busy speaking with somebody.
The duo get busy speaking with somebody, so Brastius looks the other way. Edric leans in from like slightly behind and goes, "My prince."
Virgil's over here, actually.
Yeah.
Madoc sort of goes, oh, where'd you come from, Edric?
Edric like points to like all the way below the salt.
Ah, I see. You must have made friends with the seating arrangements.
I have been trying, but they change each time, and mostly they're from enemies of our county. But it matters not. I had been meaning to speak to you about recent matters when we went to the Estregales. There are concerns.
I'm assuming there was a general report, and that's already been delivered
Yes.
because it's like you guys want to sat on that for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I think he says something like, "Yes, I was given the reports, the accounts of what took place."
Indeed. What was likely not in the report, due to perhaps inflammatory wording, is this. If the Northern Kingdoms, as I suspect, were behind that, if they found an agent of Sir Orcus so readily, to act against Logris and act against his king, they will do so again. I don't believe it to be an isolated incident, and with that in mind, whatever security you and King Uther have, I recommend increasing. They have shown they do not shy away from using poison, and they have shown that chaos only serves them.
Sir God of Fire here is the king's... What's that called again? What's the role?
Cupbearer.
Cupbearer.
There's a formal word for it. Something... Dapifier? Is that it? Or is that...
Sounds right.
But yes, Cupbearer works just fine. Thank you, guys. He motions, says... Sir God of Fire here is the king's cupbearer. Perhaps it's time... He kind of leans in and says... Perhaps it's time I found one of my own.
That would be wise, my prince. In addition to that, as we cast our gaze inwards, we should also look for existing allies, so to speak, and even some of our dukes. If they are taken out of the picture, the chaos would mean an easier time for anyone attacking. I fear those who oppose us may try cutting the head of the snake off, so to speak. Recent events have made me... Suspicious is the wrong word. Anxious is perhaps the right one when it comes to our safety.
I understand your concern. And, well, if poison is used, a coward's tool, then it be used. We'll see to it that we increase our security, but there are matters of Saxons here in Logris that must be addressed first. That is our utmost priority.
Indeed so. And I would not dream of taking away from that. It has been a long time coming that our shores should be made more secure. But though our guard has increased and we are more ready for infiltrators given the disaster it happened last time, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. The rain has been pouring for what seems now like months. Trees seem overgrown. Seems as though we have enemies everywhere. And we will meet them, and we will destroy them. But it's the meantime that worries me.
It is the meantime that worries us, yes.
I did not mean to drag down the mood. I simply wanted you to be aware that our enemies believe the ends justify the means in dishonorable ways. He says, like, fully without irony, going, oh yes, slaughtering people's fine. We're knights, baby. And we'll go, a cupbearer of your own would not go amiss.
No. And it's time I found my son.
That is another thing.
He stops.
been-
He turns to Brassius and
Alright,
says, bring me Sir Do. And then he turns back to you.
By the way, that did remind Thomas that we did have 3 knights following us who the party was going to bring into custody, essentially. So I assume we did that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Alright, cool.
We should probably narrate the outcome there, depending on what you guys were intending to do.
Essentially, Edrich was going to do as he offered, which was take them safely into custody so that they might be tried and speak positively as a character witness. He doesn't believe they were lying, and them foreign places be crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna test something. This is a royal I think because of the nature of this one. Nice. Get better than that now.
Pardon me. Hell,
Oh!
that's awful.
They are. You know what? I'm not sure that's what I should have tested, but I like the dramatics of the 20. I should have tested. I should have tested mercy, because it's really what it was, right? You know what I'm gonna do now?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do a d20 plus 5 for this is merciful.
Probably not very high.
No. He's gonna get a plus 5 modifier for cruel.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
So despite despite do you, Liam and Mark, do you remember who he's talking about here?
Yes.
I do, yeah.
So these 3 knights were taken in, and I think
Perin extended the offer, I think.
Yeah, I think Madoc hardens them in a way in which the Age of Uther would not respect. So that's the failure on justice. Like, they're free men without penalty, and they swear their services to
Me. I'll hire them.
Right. I see no problem with that. I think they could have been parents.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I was kidding. That's fine.
You're gonna have to afford them, though. They're basically the equivalent of a librum.
Well, I was thinking. I mean,
We
if
could
you
do
really
one
want
each.
to, you can. Florence would, because he needs to get some knights in his barony.
We could do
One each.
one each. I think
We split.
that's a great idea.
Alright.
We'll give the suspicious one to Edrich, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Merciful isn't
You
very
gotta die.
respected outside of Christianity right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a knightly quality at this time, right? It's a Christian
Yeah.
quality, but not a knightly one. And
Yeah.
so it's seen like they're pardoned, sort of like he's like, we
Yeah.
don't care. There is no fault. I'm not concerned with fault here.
Yeah. You did nothing wrong. It was the other guys who were chasing you.
It's not even that. There's no logic
No,
behind
it's
it.
just-
It's
yeah.
a
Oh yes. It's very
it's-
arbitrary.
It's like when something's not at fault, like a lot of modern things, like, so for example, like in family law, you know, they used to dig into who was at fault for it.
Yeah.
Now they just go, don't care.
Yep.
They
It's
just-
Yeah.
it's
Well,
fine.
in a lot
Go.
of places. I know there's a lot of southern states still. On the other way,
Yeah.
but, so
Varies from place to place.
but it's kind of like that. He's like, I don't want to even hear it. Like, fault or no fault,
Yeah.
we need knights on our side. I will take their word as
Yes.
truth. And people kind of call for, like, there are knights in Maddox. I think it makes him a little unpopular with some of his own household knights, because they're all seeking revenge. They all step up to champion Maddox's honor in this, and Madoc pardons
Indeed.
them despite that.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Sorry about bringing that up. It just reminded me
No,
when
it's
he
good.
mentioned.
I like when those things aren't, when we tie up loose ends. It's helpful.
And we got some knights out of it.
Yeah.
So we can divide them up later when we grab their names.
Yeah.
I need more minions.
We all need more minions.
They're expensive
Simon.
though. Remember that you need to fit them with a charger,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
I've still
Armor
got
and
one hostage
weapon.
to potentially ransom, and worst case scenario, I can found the organ trafficking market.
though I won't make you spend the librum on them unless the book says you have to. It's just a general idea that you have to have the income to
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Keep going, remember.
Yeah, so I think the Book of Baronies says you don't have to because it's included in potential expenses in general, but the Book of Manors says you do have to. So we'll have to you and I can talk about that later, and we'll figure
Okay,
out.
like
I'll
the
see him.
I like the idea of Book of Manners, anyways. Right now, like I said, until we're into the, I know we have a baron, but until we're into the baronial state,
Yeah.
like of
Yeah.
round
Exactly.
table knights or whatever you become, like we're a bit far from that. Not terribly far, just not there yet. I like the idea that it's, especially in this era, things are hard, finances are hard, so
Times is hard.
Times is hard.
it also prevents
Money is-
someone from overstocking with knights.
Exactly.
I don't like times.
Finances are hard. Unless you're Florence.
Okay,
Unless you're Florence.
Finance is easy.
so I'm gonna wrap it up there. Like if Edrich has
Yes.
more to say, it'll have to be another round.
Yeah, he's got nothing. That was pretty much everything.
Okay.
Edric's paranoid. What's new?
We go to round 2. Back to Perin.
Back to Perin. Perin would like to, for his second action, was going to potentially talk to Madoc, but I think I've changed my mind. Oh man, where was it? I think kind of done everything I wanted to do here, so let's maybe talk to Kane. No. Man, I don't know. What else can I do above the salt here? Kane's changed.
Right.
Quick
You-
change.
You can you can't draw a card. You can intrigue. You can flirt. You can dance.
I'm
If
not
you
good
want
at
to
any of
leave your
those
friends
things.
behind.
I will note, Edric can't stop you right
can
now.
temper it.
You, yes.
That's one
You
thing
can
you can
temper
do.
it. Flesh and soul.
You can do that thing where you're being that hospitable. Like, here, have more food. Here, have. This.
Yeah, let's do it. There you go. Do I have to test Indulgent as well?
No, I believe you just test the one you want to. You can do that, or you could have got hammered instead.
No, I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
I'm not touching alcohol again for
Well,
at least 2 years.
I like the idea. It's like both can be seen, if done right, both can be seen as like good things. Like, oh, he's being such a
Yeah.
It's like when you invite your friend over for your mom's cooking and he has a second
Yeah.
plate and your mom's like, oh, it's so nice. They like my
Yeah.
spaghetti or whatever. Yeah, there you go.
What does that do for me too? That just gives me geniality for the round.
It does. If you crit it, like it means that even like the host goes, wow, this person's really like, thank you for helping me out. Like you're
Cool.
just you're that guy that's just making sure everything's in order, nothing's falling
Yeah,
apart.
that's Perin. That's for sure Perin.
All right. So that'll net you another 3.
Oh yeah.
Like I think what this means is by you doing this, it's like very not out of the ordinary for you to do so. I want you to test your deceitful for me real quick.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? It's not like I'm sitting at a table with a person that I famously hate. Yeah, let's do this.
You hate King Uther so much it makes you look stupid.
It
And
does.
you lust for Lady
Yes,
Igraine
I
so much it
do.
also makes you look stupid.
It's true on both counts.
Okay, yeah. You just realize, I think, with the deceitful role, you realize like being temperate means that you don't stand out. So make sure you tick temperate, right? But doing this type
Yep.
of action would set you up in the future, potentially not be out of character for you to be the one to make sure that someone at the high table gets food or drink,
Oh, very interesting.
right? If you kind of got a reputation as being that person that always made sure things were looked after.
Oh, Bob, you've weaponized this for me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And with that, we'll go to Florence.
All right. Well, now Florence has gotten business out of the way. He's gonna draw a card.
I did my thing. Yeah. You know what I'm missing? I miss King of the Bean.
Yeah,
King
me
of the
too.
Bean!
King of the Bean. Alright. So none of these are host cards. We have About Things Real. Lady asks you if you believe in fairies and spirits. Versus Personal Valet. A knight says he hired a personal valet, but sadly he cannot afford the boy any longer. May hire the boy as a valet. If you wish for 1 librum per year. If you do, the valet has a fashion skill of 2d6 plus 4. As long as he remains in your employ, you may substitute his fashion skill for yours. Sounds like something Florence would do.
100%, it sounds like something Florence would do.
And
on top
those
of that,
bandits.
fashion can actually up your appearance. By the way.
Well, it looks like I'm getting a personal valet.
Yeah. Or like feats and stuff. It's just not. It's considered a non-knightly skill, so like knights aren't supposed to have it.
Yeah.
Should be swinging a sword. Yeah. Somehow poetry's fine though. Fashion's right out.
Oh, just not fashion though.
Girls on film. Do-do-do-do-do.
All right. So
Mhm.
we got to roll what that is. Give me 2d. Was it 2d6 plus 4?
2d6 plus 4.
Are you rolling?
Oh, I can roll, yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do.
13.
That's pretty darn good. That's worth the librum, I would say.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, indeed.
Make sure you make that it's an annual upkeep librum. So.
Seems like you've earned yourself a librum.
Oh, I can add that to my entourage. Entourage.
Entourage.
Entourage.
That card was worth 1 too.
I'll let you have it.
Yeah.
Job done.
I'm doing this all one-handed, so I'm navigating between channels and updating genealogy. Lily's got my right arm trapped.
Oh, I see.
No.
Thanks for specifying why.
I'm glad you said it, Bob. I wasn't gonna, but you did.
Believe it or not, in those 20 seconds, you're not the first person to make that joke.
No.
Yeah, I'm unsurprised by that.
Alrighty. Genealogy updated.
Okay. I think next we go to Edrich.
Alright. Now bear with me for a second because this might take me longer than usual. Much like in Florence's case, now that business is out of the way, now is time for me to draw some fuck me up cards.
Yeah.
God shine upon me. Damaged goods. And tired. Oh, well, gee. Between the one piece of jewelry that I have getting damaged, between feeling exhausted and thinking about retiring, and gods shining upon me, even for one turn, I think I'm going to take the god shine upon me. The power, bracket at powers, above shine upon you, and everyone sees you in a different light. This isn't going to be relevant, but if I keep this card, when I do, I gain a +5 to all courtesy, dancing, flirting, and orate rolls, and a +1 geniality for all of those successes. I roll spiritual each time I use it, and if I fail, I discard this card, but I get it this turn, and I get 2 geniality from it. As gods shine upon me, too late. Too late for me to do anything about it. Like, a sunbeam comes through one of the window, suffusing Edrich with light as he's got, like, his fingers steepled together and resting on his chin. And he, like, looks up and about, like, what?
I love Edrich's, like, spiritual experience. How when he gets aid, it's, like, not helpful. That's great.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Where were you several months ago?
Yeah, where were you several months ago? And in addition, when I talk to them friendlily, they attack me. But yes, that's 2 geniality and nothing else.
All right. Okay, so that brings us to the end of 494. Let us do some winter. Go into that winter.
Yes.
Oh,
Let's-
I was supposed to remind you, letters.
Oh yeah.
Letters.
So
letters.
the letters, remind me each one you sent, and we'll go through them one at a time.
Okay. One to
Morgause.
Morgause.
Yeah.
To the second daughter, which I always forget the name
Elaine.
of. Elaine. And to King Lot.
Lot. Yeah. The letters, I think, so this is interesting. I think the letters are I forgot about that. How would they get around that? Oh, they go to Rostock, maybe. Yeah, it takes longer than you'd want, but there's literally a battlefield between you and the north, right? All three are a decline.
Okay.
However, and all three are basically just, they're kind of like a half response. Morgause wishes you well against the Saxons. King Lot's is very dismissive,
as expected.
Kind of like why is a baron talking to a king here? That's sort of like the attitude, but it's not inhospitable altogether. It's just dismissive. Elaine, though, wishes you to come visit. She's the one that remembers her father's take on you and doesn't have quite the spite that Morgause did, or the confusion and frustration of Morgan. But obviously that's not something you can do.
It's not possible right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, but it is there. And but I'd say both. Neither of the daughters' responses seem spiteful.
Okay.
Yeah. Not towards you, anyways.
Yeah. Well, again, Florence's main thing is just to show that he plans to keep his oath and honor his wishes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, why don't we move into experience checks? So I think you guys can all just roll these. It's like, I don't think we need to do these like one person at a time for the experience checks. Just roll them and just like call out loud for the audience, like as you pass or fail, what you rolled and whether you pass or fail. We'll just kind of whip through them all. So.
Let's fucking go.
Everybody in the back, chased.
Yeah. Generous crit.
Very nice. Fumble on chased. This is the only time I'll like that.
Okay. Energetic. Success.
Loyalty, sword of victory.
Vengeful.
Fail.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, you're going up, and
Hell
I'm
yeah.
the same amount of vengeful.
All right.
Generous. I am the same amount. Honest.
Awareness.
Critical
Fail.
and honest.
Critical honest. That's a fail unjust. Hell yeah, boys! I'm going up in the world.
Courtesy.
I'm
That's a
good
crit.
on you.
I'm so just, you guys.
I'm so courteous.
So just, so courteous. I am
Spiritual
the same
fail.
amount of spiritual, and how trusting am I? I'm
goes up.
more trusting, which is an interesting career move.
Success on temperate. Bummer. Fumble on indulgent, bummer.
Very nice. No, wait, not good. Not good. Very bad.
No, this is bad for me,
So-
actually, considering the last revelation we just had.
Oh,
That's
bugger.
real quick
Well,
on the trusting for
Yeah.
Thomas. That's gonna have to be a role play consideration now because you're more trusting than you are suspicious. So unless it's
Yeah.
a specific topic where you're suspicious, now you are. It's not night and
Indeed.
day.
Yeah,
It's only 11 and 9, right? But it
exactly.
should be.
But I am, on the whole, I am perhaps less cynical than I was before. But I'll tell you what bugs me. I was 1 away from increasing my passion of a 20 to a 21. That's so sad.
That's
My
all-
lazy did not go up.
that's
I'm amazed
awesome.
by that.
I saw that. Yeah, the odds of that going up
Alright.
are really high too.
Yeah.
White
Uh,
high.
Rolling,
And my honor is back on 16. Killing that guy was a good thing.
rolling energetic to my apiaries. That's a success, so it gets ticked.
Folklore goes up.
And I don't remember if we decided if I can roll it as if
No.
it's part of this, or I have to wait till next year.
Next year.
Give me the fumble. Give me the fumble. Give me the fumble. Give me the fumble.
And I have check to any personalities and skill, so I get that for next year. Or to these specific ones. To
Hell yes. Diplomacy
just
up.
I'm sorry to say that I don't
Valor.
love you guys more.
That's all right, buddy.
courtesy. Or
Lots of social skill ticks. This
A lot of
this
ticks in
time
general
around.
this time, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heraldry, all right.
we're doing quite well for ourselves.
Oh,
I've got a lot of ticks for next year.
all right.
Let me see.
And I think that's pretty much. Oh wait, hold on. I've got one more for
Roll for
recognize.
flirting.
Hell yes. I noticed that other
That's
people
crit, so it's
exist.
that's ticked for next year.
Very good.
Check to intrigue for next year. Check for
Another
lance
crit
for
from
next
you.
year.
Holy hell. Are you getting glory for these?
I don't.
Am I?
Think
I don't
so,
think
'cause
so.
We're not,
No.
Yeah, because we're not doing it.
I don't really get anything because these are part of my my holdings,
Mhm.
so it doesn't really do anything. And I'll roll. Is it horse herd? I think horse herds will roll. Success. So that's ticked for next year. All right. That's
Okay, are we done with experience checks?
I believe so. This
Yep.
was a fairly good experience year for me.
I think everyone it was quite good from what I was seeing.
tomorrow's going to be great for me. I got a lot of things next year.
Okay, so the wild thing I think is if I'm doing the maths correctly, we're moving into 495, starting
Mhm.
485 as 21-year-olds. So y'all
That's
are
right.
31.
30.
We're all 30.
31.
30.
I think we're 30.
And then 10 years
Yes.
old? Right. 21 at the first year.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the zero state.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, 30 though. You're out of your
30 years
20s.
old?
Man,
Holy shit.
they're getting so old.
Wow.
Are we going to have to
my
start rolling for
squire-
aging,
Yeah, what
right?
do we roll for degeneration?
I think at 30 and higher.
No, I don't think. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Is it
I
30
think
or
it-
35?
I think
I'm
it's
pretty
35.
sure it's more than 30. But I will say this: Derwin is back from his holiday and he's 20 years old. We celebrated his birthday by him getting back to fucking work.
But doing his goddamn job like he should do, that he's supposed to.
He
No
got
more
his
jumping
holiday.
off waterfalls.
He got to lay in bed and recover his broken limb. He's got his rest. He's got his vacation.
He took his vacation.
You know, have vacation days? I was lying.
Okay. Family survival rules.
I
Alright.
have a +3 to child survival rolls because of my pagan blessing from the Lady in White.
That's right.
But let's.
Shit, was I a rich knight or a suburban knight? I think I was just a rich knight.
I think you're rich too.
Rich sons, right?
Yep.
Where's the family survival table? I lose it each time.
Child survival, it's right underneath the childbirth table. Right above the mayoral luck table.
No.
Oh, yes, there we go.
No dead
On a
kids
102 it dies.
for me.
Uh,
I have a couple. I have one that was ill. The rest have been fine.
I had 3 children.
That would have been Percival. Percival was ill.
I have a single child, and I have a +3 to him living.
And I have a +1 to it.
Hey, it's a good year. I didn't need the pagan blessing, but it's nice.
Uh-oh, Mark.
Ooh, it was close, but
Ooh.
I got a +1, so the children survived.
Very good. Living as a rich knight saved that guy's life.
And that was my
That
son.
was your son.
Yeah, that was
That
your
was
son.
my
That was your
son.
only son.
Oh boy, that was
Wow.
close.
So 35 years and later is when you start making the aging rolls.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Very good.
Oh, and get to roll for children.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so now this.
I get a +3 to this because I'm rich knight.
Do I get a +3 to this with the pagan blessing, or was it just child survival?
It was just survival, pretty sure.
I think it was
Survival.
survival. 11. That's not good. I don't think.
I've got a child. 11
mother and
is-
child
Mother
die
and child
of
die at childbirth.
Oh God.
I just lost my wife.
Oh.
Pomponia's
Oh
gone.
no.
Well, you do have.
That's true. It might
Oh.
not be Pomponia.
Hold on.
It could be somebody else.
No, it makes a lot of sense though.
Nah.
So something I talked about with Zach, because Zach was like, "Can I use?" He wanted to verify, like, are you allowing people to use their saved roll for skill checks? So,
Yeah.
I succeeded at this. I want to fail. And my answer to that is no. I don't think that makes sense, because then it encourages you to hang on until the winter phase.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is just and then people are gonna power game to keep up with each other. It creates a race war, you know.
Well, a race.
Arms.
Not a race war.
Yeah, a
An
race,
arms
not-
race is what I was trying to say. An arms race.
If you
An
cheat,
arms race / war.
if you cheat in it somehow, it ends up becoming a race crime, which you don't
Yeah.
want that either.
I mean, in this game, it could be a race war. Isn't that literally what you guys are fighting right now?
That's probably true, yeah.
Yeah.
We're fighting an
Against
actual
assassins.
war. Race is just a very strong consideration.
Like,
But
Possibly the
that
key
aside,
one. But
how does this work?
so I think we need a ruling on this. My instinct is to let these aren't skills or anything to do with the character. It's just odds
just
and
luck.
fate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Pomponia dies. That's a
Oh,
ooh,
God.
That's a blow. That I did not expect that, man.
That's fucked up.
Oh yeah.
That is
Yeah.
a significant blow.
Um,
Florence, I'm so sorry. Edric is going to try and comfort you badly.
No, it's tough. But you know what this means? I'm single again, baby!
he mourns for 3 minutes.
I'm reminded of that moment in Austin Powers 2
Yeah.
where he's like,
Isn't
the love of my life! My wife is dead!
Hey, wait a minute.
Single again, baby!
Oh man. Oh man.
God. Heartbreaking.
In all the tragedy, I forgot to see. Edric has a new daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also have a new daughter. I'm trying to figure out what name I want to name her.
I'm gonna name mine Helen, after Edric's mother, who's tragically maimed.
I'm gonna roll.
No, wait, hold on. Is that a bad omen? Is it a bad omen if I name it
No.
after someone who's still
No.
alive and tragically maimed?
Oh, this
Oh,
is gonna
oh,
be
and a
rough for
troll.
life.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, lose another son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like any of these.
The worst part is, if you weren't living as a rich knight,
Yeah,
that
it'd be fine.
wouldn't have happened. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Okay, let's try those. See what comes up for me here.
Well,
Actually,
something I've
that
discovered
does
is.
provide.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
you
go. This is a question we'll probably need to discuss about her stuff. Would that be inherited by the son? And because he's technically not of an age to actually inherit it.
We'll discuss that.
Her lands and type.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I think that's going to be some plot in 495 because there was
Okay.
remember there was some alluding to potentially her having.
She had other children. Yeah. I actually don't know if she had another son.
You don't.
I know she had a daughter, but that's it.
Kikilia.
Are we good to go on to the economics?
Yes, I am still
Yeah.
naming my daughter, but I can do that
Actually,
whenever. So
Family
We
events.
still have
time.
family events.
Yeah.
Yes.
Family events, yeah.
Everyone gets to roll on the event table.
Boadicea. Oh
shall
shit!
we do this? Shall we do this one by one because they're quite
Excellent.
different?
If you're naming your child Boadicea, that's unfortunate.
I
You
kind of want to.
You
I
just
kinda-
want your kids to be bullied. You just want your
I
kids to
kinda
be
wanna
bullied
name
when
them
they go to
Boadicea.
page.
Boadicia's.
No.
It's not Boadicea. How's it pronounced? Or how's it spelled?
So it's
Boadicea?
supposed to,
She's the lady who burned down London.
it's supposed to be Boudica, but
Boudica.
it
Oh,
was in the medieval era it was mistranslated a couple of times and thus pronounced Boadicea. So there's
Yeah.
a couple different versions of it.
Is she-
Quite like it. I don't know. I'm feeling Boadicea.
she's a
Actually-
Pendragon character. Like she's in Book
No.
of Sires as well.
What?
Is she really?
Yep.
I forget if in this area if she's seen as a hero, because I think there's a point where it changes from she was like fighting
Can someone
the Roman
please tell me
for-
Yeah,
the
she was-
pronunciation? Please?
she
or
led-
not pronunciation. I just need the spelling real quick so I can
I will-
tell you.
I will
what
give it
the
to you in a
Pendragon
second.
part is.
Give me 1 second here. So Boadicea was a first century queen. I am pulling it up for you while I'm telling you this. First century queen who led the Britons in a revolt against Rome. So
I need the spelling.
yeah,
The
I'm
name.
giving it to you. I was saying that while I was copying and pasting it. Yep.
She's in Book of Sires. Like she has a background, Pendragon related background.
There you go.
Okay.
Boudicae would be spelled differently though. Is that the one you're looking for?
No.
I'll give them to you both. I'll give them to you both.
Once this is sorted out, I have good/bad news.
Yeah.
No. Speaking of which, I'm gonna roll for events as
Hold
well.
on. Let me just. Queen. Okay. You're right here.
Boudicae.
Boudica.
Boudica. Boudica is right. You're right. Boudica.
So she was part of the Iceni or Iceni tribe.
Yeah.
Boudica fucking rocked, but also I would not name my child after her.
I think Perin would though. He got that book of Roman tactics from what's his face Gorlo. Maybe she was mentioned in that
Oh, she certainly
specifically. Yeah, I think Boadicea is what I'm gonna go with. A misspelling of Boudicae. Boudica.
Stop mispronouncing it wrong.
I'm mispronouncing it, but incorrectly.
Stop mispronouncing a word we're not entirely sure how to pronounce.
Exactly.
Okay. 494.
Stop mispronouncing it unintentionally.
Stop mispronouncing a dead language.
Daughter Boadicea born. Oh, I said daughter Boadicea Braun. That's not right. Born.
She's such a significant figure that she's named in the. You know how there was the like different cultural letters. It's like my son, and I sent those to you. It's like the Roman.
Yeah.
one. The Kimri one calls out Boudica.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
It would be an important thing, and like the spin on it for the Kimri is like a very Braveheart kind of vibe. Like she was harmed first. Her family was hurt in ways that I'd rather not have discussions about in this area, right? Before she.
I'm gonna have to sneak. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to sneak her away to Winterbourne Stoke to have her be trained by Oslaf in secret.
Absolutely, that would rock. Your wife would super disagree.
I know. That's why I'm not going to tell her. You see, it's not lying if I don't ever have to mention it to her ever.
Given that I'm now trusting 11? Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Man.
Sure, man.
So
Let's go.
I have news.
Yeah, let's go through the events when we update.
I also have news, but I'll let Thomas go first.
Thank you. My sister, Mena, is dead. Leaving. So there is one less member of House Winterbourne Stoke. And she had a very specific death. Hold on. Or rather, she died and left enough money for 2 sons to become knights, and I'm not sure how much that is. But let me quickly roll for how she died. Where's... I know there's the cause of death, but where do I roll for what the type of death was?
Down at the... There's a death table somewhere on here.
It's at the very bottom.
Yeah, but like that's if I determine what killed them, like disease or natural causes or an accident.
There's got to be something somewhere that's like.
Oh, here we go. Retinue death table. That I didn't read that right. It was 5. Kidnapped or simply disappears. It's the cultists again.
You've got a lot of these.
Just disappeared, and there was a pile of money where she last was.
She wasn't part of your house, right? Anyways, wasn't she married out of your house?
I think so. I'm not sure. My family tree doesn't say so.
In other news, Virgil or another one of my siblings has a brother or has a daughter or any family member, I guess. Oh, I hope it's not. I hope it's not my aunt.
Oh wow. In other news, someone in my family has been accused of adultery.
Oh,
gee.
Not in your house.
What?
I know. I think, honestly, I think it would fit if it is Florence, but I'm happy to roll for it if it's someone else.
It can't be you.
All right, let's go.
And especially with your state, I don't think it makes sense.
It
It's
is.
too on the nose.
I don't think it's my mother. No, it might be. If someone's claiming that she had an illegitimate child.
If someone's claiming that your mother is an adulteress, that's grounds for Florence fucking impaling them.
He's not having a good winter, I'll be honest. Whoever it is, they're in trouble.
Did it say your mother? Is that who
Yeah,
it is?
mother. Yeah, mother.
So
Mother is accused of adultery.
I think that puts into question your
Hold on.
legitimacy.
Roll a d6. 1 is true, 6 is false. Wait, what's...
That would be insane.
MILF.
No, it's a 3, so...
Is that false? Remember?
I think so. I don't understand how it works. It says WD6. 1 is true, 6 is false.
Oh, I've seen that W before a couple of times. I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna assume that
Do I just keep rolling till I get a 1 or a 6?
why don't we do that for now until we look up the WD6?
Alright. Rolling again.
It's very different to another thing where I've heard this come up, which is WD-40.
1,
which
it's
is
true.
a type of spray. Oh God, what?
I repeat what I said previously.
Who are your mother's
MILF.
Who are Florence's legitimate children? Who are Florence's legitimate siblings? Just Florence, right? No,
no, Florence, and... Hold on, it's on the family tree.
Rhodri?
Florence, Rhodri, and Igor. Not Igor.
Not Igor. For sure.
Sorry, I meant,
E4? Is that what it was?
Morganor.
Ego.
Oh,
Iago.
Iago.
Iago. Sorry, Iago.
Is it just the 3 of you?
Just the 3 of them, yeah.
The 3 of us.
Do you want me to roll to see who it is? Or do you want to leave Florence out?
I want you to roll for all 3 of them, but don't tell me.
Okay. I can do that.
We can make it if we choose.
If it is Florence, it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, so clearly your mother, clearly your mother was actually like in an ongoing scandalous
to someone
affair.
else.
Yeah, like it was a love-oriented thing. If they were going that long, I think so.
Probably like her. Yeah,
It wasn't like
whoever.
a flash in the pan, which it makes sense with the plot and the narrative. So somewhere in there, interesting.
It's interesting.
I would say so. Sorry to cut you off, Thomas.
Florence is
No,
not having a
it's
good
all
winter.
good. Yeah, not a good winter. I was just complimenting Liam's music thing.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes, I like the Stupendium.
Stupendium's good.
But yeah, no, a very bad winter. And I know duels were put on hold, but do you want this guy to go?
We're not in a position to. This is just being discovered
Yeah.
in winter.
We're not
I
going to
know, I
decide
know.
this now, but it'll probably be a roll on his.
Okay, let's jump into. Sorry, did we? What happened for Perin again? Was the event? Liam,
What was that?
what
Nephew.
was Perin's event?
Yeah.
Virgil's good.
Daughter is born to
Oh,
one of my family members. I said probably Virgil because that's easiest, but it didn't specify which family member.
Oh, you have to roll to see what family member.
Oh yeah, the D20. I see. There we go. 1 D20. A 9 is brother Virgil. Well, I mean, it could be the priest.
No.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
Not
Hey,
impossible.
You never know.
Unlikely.
Okay.
I will say this: how much is enough money to raise 2 children to knighthood?
About enough money to raise 2 children tonight.
Well, yeah, but like in specific Libram value that I'm gonna.
I don't think it has. I don't think
because
this is
it's-
like your.
It's gonna be both of my kids, and I mean my new daughter too.
Yeah, it won't be easy. Just throwing it out there. We had an entire arc for Dallin as a protagonist to get there. So.
If
Yep.
if the daughter wants to, I shall say. But like, her mother has a gigantic battle axe,
Yeah.
and is a
As al-
gigantic battle axe.
I dare say there's a bigger lying problem, and it's called society.
But I'm not rolling
He's
it
so
out.
true.
Society matter.
I'm not rolling it out. I'm just saying it won't be easy.
Absolutely. But like, here's the thing. Edric's gonna be 60 years old, and he's gonna be dueling every motherfucker who looks at someone funny. Well, 50 at that point, I suppose.
Hits him like crazy, but just can't do any damage after.
Exactly. He's got like strength of 5. He's got a
1d6.
size of 11 and a dexterity of 6. But like, he's always and like he's got 1d6 of damage, but he crits more times than he doesn't.
All right.
He's Master Yoda. That's what he is.
Nope,
So
that
let's-
wasn't. That was good. I'm sorry.
Let's do some some calculating misfortune. So we have the weather.
Yep.
Now we need the weather was a 25.
25.
Yes,
Fuck,
indeed.
that's a bad year.
Yeah. I described, and it's supernaturally so. There was a +3 modifier on top of that.
Who's doing magic to us? It's probably Merlin.
Just bloody murder.
All right, so we're gonna do
Telling you
justice
about the
first,
Fae.
right?
What's that?
Do we do justice first, or do we do fortune misfortune?
We
Oh,
do-
we.
You do.
Oh, we do
those
fortune
1d6
misfortune.
rolls, the luck table, right?
That's
Oh
right,
yeah,
yes.
menorah luck.
Calamity. Yeah.
I, thanks to my gift being returned to me, have a
Here.
+1 to this.
Calamity.
I got a benefit.
I am still. It's still a calamity. It's still a calamity.
Oh my
3 is still a calamity.
Ooh, I get to roll on the good luck
Hey,
table. I
Florence.
feel so
Florence.
happy.
Florence. How does it feel? How does it feel to be in the trenches, my man?
It just immediately turned on its head. Everything was going so well.
Everything was going so well. All right, let's see what happens to me here. 1d100. So for an 89 on the good luck table. Good luck.
Good luck, table. Look at you. You're so smug.
I can't stand
Oh my
you,
God.
lovely man.
It's the same thing as last time. My miller again ruins much of the grain.
You gotta fire that
swear.
dude.
I did fire him. This is the miller's son.
He came back. He's just,
On the
I
plus
thought I
side,
told you to go.
on the
Here's
plus
what I'm
side,
thinking.
one of my
I fired him,
investments.
and then Cynstenian hired him back, and then he ruined the grain again.
He's too nice, that boy. You should have him.
Alright.
You should have him punished.
Well, oh, your blacksmith damages your armor. -2 points to absorption. It can be replaced at half cost of a new suit.
That's bad.
That's really bad.
How much is a new suit of
Unfortunately-
armor? Because I
You have
want to
look
repair
it
that
up.
immediately.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not plate, so
Still not good.
still not good, but like probably less
That's fair.
expensive.
Look that up. I'm sure someone knows where to find that too.
Oh,
So
my vineyard works now. Hell yeah!
Hey, nice.
That means I pay almost nothing in upkeep for my wine. All right.
oh
cool.
yeah, speaking of, so I believe it's a 1d2 and a 1d3.
Oops, I was not supposed to roll that. Ignore that. 1d4.
No, 1d4. I also pay no upkeep.
Hell yeah. My winery brings in the maximum amount of income, because of my good luck roll, which is my best building as well, and that
Very
gets
nice.
me 6 plus 3 is 9, so 9 librum.
Look at you gaining money. Meanwhile, I have to shift my income down 1, or my hate landlord increases by 3. No, increases by 1. But I do gain +3 fate, which means I'll be rolling against the weather at a 28.
Ooh.
Oh, it's gonna be so bad for you this year. If you need a loan, let me know, because I think I have an 18 generous.
That's very nice of
I
you,
have a
and
16 generous.
I've got enough money, but it's not gonna last forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
We still have some commoner stuff to do as well.
That's
That's
true.
right.
We do,
Yep.
we do.
I hope it goes well for you.
Alright.
Should I go first?
Sure, let's.
Absolutely.
Justice event time? Is that where we're
This
at?
is event time. I'm more just now.
Yep.
Let's see how it goes on the other side. Let's see how it is on the right side of the tracks.
An impassioned farmer, an impassioned peddler, something about a child, insulted a lord, and it involved your aunt. Oh, Flory.
I think they're calling her a traitor. Yeah?
Yep. I think this is something where your aunt gets like mud thrown at her when she's visiting one time.
Ooh, they just escalated this into a situation that I was.
And the peddler's blaming the farmer, and the farmer's blaming the peddler, and they're both very certain about that. Something about a child, though.
One of their children did it.
Yeah.
Like perhaps spurred on by the words of their father. By the words of their father.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
The peddler's son.
that's a bad justice failure.
That's deeply upsetting for me.
Okay. So what does that mean? Is tested against what again? 2d20.
That's their skill, yeah.
Yeah,
2d20.
2d20. All right, that's a fail for me. So I think, if I may, Bob, I think what this looks like is Perin is already self-conscious about how Fleor feels about Durnford, and I think in an attempt to get it swept out under the rug as quickly as possible and to discourage this kind of thing from happening before, he gives harsh punishments to everybody involved. Nobody likes it.
Including the kid?
I mean, I don't think he does anything to the kid, but both the parents that are involved in this shit, like,
That makes sense, and I think there are like some witnesses. You start to hear some rumors after that. Everyone's like, we told them it was the kid. We said it was the kid. Like, you know, the witnesses or whatever. And...
He knows it's the kid. He's not going to punish the kid. It's the parents' fault.
But the commoners aren't happy about that, right?
Yes, they are not. All right, so my hatred landlord goes up to 7. That's a bummer.
It's still pretty good, though.
It's great. I have been so good to my peasants.
I know.
I've been so good. This is the first just test I've failed in this. I'm pissed.
Hey, here's the thing. Peasants are barely even people.
That's
I keep on feeding mine, and they still hate me. You have no idea how much money I'm pouring into them, so they don't starve. I'm taking food out of my... Yeah.
It's ungrateful peasants.
Ungrateful peasants. Look,
all right.
I don't generally raid, but I will if you don't shape up.
Well, if they get their hatred enough, they start raiding you.
Yeah, fail on concern, so no modifier to the weather.
Indeed.
Okay.
Who's next?
Do you want to go
go next?
Ooh,
I'll
sure.
go next. Go. No, go.
All right. You win this round of politeness judo. Let's do this.
There we go. A disheartened poor farmer, an impassioned farmer, an exchange of verbal insults. She'd led a game involving a grandfather.
I know how you feel, disheartened poor farmer. I know how you feel. Failure on just. Edrich is not feeling particularly justful. He's gotten quite arbitrary, following the code of Uther. Let's see what happens.
Well, they still get to roll, because possibly they fail as well.
I think it'd be great if this is actually a grandfather and like their grandchild. This is like a domestic.
You're being dragged into it. Yeah.
Indeed. Roll. Roll your. Oh, do I roll the 2d20?
I do. Sorry. We need to know. Oof.
That's a success, which means my hatred of landlords is increased by 1. It is now at 12. Do these people know how much money I'm losing? Just so they, the ones who were responsible for their own plight to begin with, don't starve?
You know,
if the commoners didn't screw up the maintenance of the land.
So 11 to 15 means peasants are surly, murmuring malcontents, often risking their own well-being to mess with the Lord. Women and children always hide at the mere sight of a knight.
Honestly, that's not surprising. Edric's always in a bad mood.
At 16, peasants are near revolt. So
peasants are revolting. I do my best. I do my best, but these people straight up suck. Let me test my concern, commoners. That is a failure, almost a fumble. Nothing happens.
It's gonna be a bad year for that roll.
One more justice.
Disheartened poor farmer. Ordinary tradesman. An unpaid debt involving a kidnapper and sister.
I think the tradesman kidnapped the sister because the disheartened poor farmer couldn't pay a debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh.
That one kind of wrote itself. It was like.
Oh, Jesus.
Lack of justice on this one. All right.
Who gets a roll for that?
Yeah.
It is time.
Yeah, damn. People just don't like us.
It's a bad year. It's been a bad year. I wonder if...
I think, honestly...
blame the fairies again.
Florence is so swept up in his own grief, he's not really paying attention to what's going on.
Oh, buddy. Buddy.
Concerned commoners?
Let's go. I got bigger concerns on my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, this is gonna be terrible.
Yeah. So you guys are both at that state where your peasants are surly murmuring malcontents.
Yeah, mine is at 10.
Liam's at the one where peasants are uninspired, lazy, forgetful, slow. So apparently it takes 0 for them to be content.
Correct. I do think that is supposed to be flavoring of the nobility's perspective,
Yeah.
Yeah.
rather than what they're actually at. But
Yeah.
It's probably
and
more
keep in
the
mind,
vocal
this
ones.
is-
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep in mind this is hate landlord. So like these
Yeah.
are yeah.
Well, they don't like being servants to us.
Yeah, it's true. It makes sense.
Why not? I'm great.
I think that's why.
Okay.
I should love serving.
All right, but we're on to the misfortune rules.
All right.
So you're rolling your stewardship against well, it's going to be different for
Against-
each of you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Am I
it's gonna be
rolling
against-
for my barony or just for my regular?
Just for your manor.
That's a 15 then.
All right. Why don't we'll do
Alright.
let's start with Edrich.
Hell yes.
What's-
My steward at the moment is Cynstenian. He has a stewardship of 13, and it's going to keep increasing because I got a family event where he had a talent for numbers, and it acts as if he's a what's-its-face. A polymath? We looked it up before. But at the moment it is 13. Let's see how it goes. Success.
and then
Now
what was your
28.
25 plus 3?
Yes.
And you fail though? Didn't you?
Oh, that's right. No. I failed the concerned commoners, but that means nothing happens. So it's still just a 28. It would have been a 32 otherwise if I fumbled.
Okay, right. Fails nothing. Gotcha. Okay.
Edric's having a bad time. Oh, Sir Gaius, do you wanna square up? I'll show you Knights of Rampant Injustice as I arbitrarily duel people. Hey, that's not a critical against me. No, wait, yes it is.
No, it's not because I added the.
Oh,
the
thank
roll
God, thank
5
God.
plus 8, so it was a really bad roll. So it's still a success, so but not a crit.
Yeah, that is a yes. It's still a success, but not a critical. So I
You
succeeded, and they
Yeah,
succeeded.
it's a tie, and then their number beats yours, so you lose.
Yes, so I lose 4.
Yeah.
Not the worst.
Not the worst. However, that does bring me down to impoverished based on the thing that I took because I am feeding the people.
Right. Oh boy.
Oh boy. I will be upping my lifestyle. Anyway, that's me. That's me done.
Mark, what are your modifiers? The base weather 25.
-1, I believe, because of my apiary.
Oh, in that case, it would have been 27, which would have still been a massive loss for me.
Yeah, -1.
Okay.
Oof. Nope, that didn't work.
Yeah. Your stewardship roll.
No, that didn't work either.
The R and the slash R.
Slash
backwards.
R, yeah.
You
Oh.
need a space between.
There you go.
Oh,
I
close.
failed.
Oh, you failed. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, no, 16 versus 15.
You fail, they
Yeah.
succeed. Misfortune succeeds, you fail, so you're at a base of 4.
Yeah. I
For
gotta
the
buy
first
that.
time in a while.
And
I don't stay that way, obviously. So I'm rich.
on to you, Liam.
Indeed.
What do you have for
All right.
modifiers for your
None.
misfortune?
I have a straight 0 modifier. Oh wait, no, I lied. I have B's.
-1.
-1. Whew, whew, whew. Okay. All right. Stewardship. What is? So she is at. Lady Bronwyn is still at a 15 for this. $15. 1d20 versus 15.
Oh, dirty.
Oh.
That should have been 13 plus 4, but that doesn't really result in anything.
Doesn't change anything yet.
Yeah.
That's fails all around.
Fails all
And I said Edrich both
around.
times.
Jeez.
Real quick, Mark, looking back, I did the formula wrong. The 18 was actually a base 19 roll, and I added a -1. It should have been a +4. So you got critted on actually there.
Oh no.
Critted on.
So you're
It
at base impoverished.
Critted.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Definitely buying that up.
And for Liam, it's
Sorry.
just it's a poor is where you're gonna land.
Hey guys. Fun fact.
What's happening?
I think I've forgotten my family characteristic bonus to my awareness checks this entire game. I think I'm supposed to have a +5 to my
Isn't
awareness.
that already put
Yeah, that's-
into on your
It's
character?
in
Yeah,
your base
you-
skill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
All
put
right.
into the base skill, so
Yeah,
it's
so
not
10
an active modifier.
A 10 would make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think awareness
Okay.
starts at like 3 or something like that. So
Okay.
It
all
sounds
right.
pretty low.
on top of
Wait,
that,
Jesus.
thing to keep in mind is Virgil has +5. Like everyone has +5. So
Virgil's very low.
yeah.
And you might not have included that.
That's
Yeah.
another point. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
a family
let's-
trait, so it passes on.
Yeah. I know Dallin for sure had it, but
I know Goratrix has mine because his intrigue is at 8.
Well, Florence and
okay,
brother
so
had
now we are on to financials, right?
I think we did
I am
most
paying-
of financials
I
Yeah.
haven't
The
done
rest
any
of it
my
is-
businesses.
or survival.
yeah, the rest of it is stuff we can do on our own, other than horse survival.
Yeah, I kind of want to do my businesses because it'll tell me what I want to do for my
Okay.
thingamabob. But I can
I'm
do that.
gonna
later,
do
it's fine.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine later.
We can do
Yeah,
that
I'm
off.
going to pay 8 Librum to get to normal knight.
I spend 12 Librum to get to rich.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a scene here.
All right.
Just give me. We're gonna take 2 minutes. We're gonna probably just go for a very short bit, but we're gonna take one last break here. Be right back.
Of course.
All right, we're back for the closing.
Hell yeah.
No dead horses for me.
No dead horses. Okay. Are we good to continue a scene?
There's one more thing left to do, and that's experience for me, and adding all of the glory stuff. But yes, we're good to continue a scene.
Okay, well,
we can do that.
We'll make sure to announce our glory bonuses on screen at the beginning of the next episode. And we can also announce it in the chat for those that care ahead of time.
Indeed.
All right, so as you move through the winter, which is a particularly tough one for Florence, having to deal with the loss of Pomponia, having to deal with a young child that doesn't have a mom, making sure that they have everything they need while still being the knight you're supposed to be hasn't been easy. Just when you think that you've sort of got everything under control, you are summoned to Sarum.
All right. With a heavy sigh, Florence would make sure his children are looked after by wet nurse, nannies, and whatever is needed, and then we'll ride off to Sarum.
As you reach Sarum, why don't you give me an awareness roll? Coming up.
Success.
I'll give you a tick on that. You realize you see a number of other people arriving. Now it's early March, like the first week of March. And it's not too long from here that you spy Edrich and Perin, who've also been summoned, along with almost every knight you know in Salisbury.
Florence would make note of them and nod towards them respectfully.
Florence. And would we have heard the news of, well...
Yeah, oh yeah, about Pomponia.
Yeah. I heard, I tried to write, but... How are you, my friend?
Taking it day by day. It's not easy, but all you can do at this point is keep moving forward.
Precisely.
She seemed in many ways the strongest of us. I have to admit the news hit me quite hard.
Yes, well, I find myself thinking back on every moment of my life with her. Every decision I made. I do not know if I was the best husband, but I did love her. But clearly we have been called here for a reason. I doubt the Count would like to be kept waiting.
Quite so. But should you need us, at any time, we will be there.
I appreciate it. From both of you.
But yes, Edrich will continue. Oh, you guys would have also heard about his sister dying, but that's been a recurring theme.
Yeah, that also sucks, but
yeah, exactly. No, exactly. That's been a recurring theme. It happens to Edrich often.
I mean, there would be a consolidance already sent in letter form,
yeah,
probably.
Definitely.
It's not like a fuck your thing.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
tragedy's bigger than yours.
No, 100%. I'm saying, no, your tragedy is bigger than his, because this happens every year, and your thing is quite new and extreme. But yes, we will continue on our way to the place where we are summoned.
You find yourselves in the courtyard, along with all the other knights, as mentioned. Give me either heraldry or recognize rolls. All of you can add 5 just to the quantity of people that are here.
Sure thing.
Heraldry, I'll recognize.
Yes.
Correct. I'm gonna roll herald.
Just one of the 2.
I fail. Florence isn't paying attention.
Failed recognize as well.
Come on, Perin. Come on.
I believe in you, Perin.
Come on, Perin. Yeah!
Hey!
If I hadn't upped it last year, that would have been a crit.
Who would you recognize in the group? You see amongst the crowd. What do I want to do? Okay, just 1 second. You see a surprise face, I would say. That's probably the best way to put it. So Brassius is here amongst the crowd. You see him run. He's sat pretty close to Sir Elad and Sir Big. That's Perin who sees that.
Very interesting.
Do you do anything with that knowledge?
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, so after a bit of time then, Earl Roderick mounts up. We ride for Silchester at once. The Saxons have once again marched early. They make for St. Albans.
Do we know someone from St. Albans? I believe it was one of our fellow knights who came up around that time.
I don't think you know anyone from St. Albans, but St. Albans might sound familiar to you because it was an important site historically for a number of reasons. St. Albans is martyred in... Yeah, so St. Albans is a place where St. Albans was martyred. And it was renamed from its Roman name to St. Albans on their behalf. And then I believe somewhere a lot more local, St. Albans was a thing, but I could be wrong about that. Regardless, St. Albans, for those that would know, actually battle tests, I think. I need a battle test from all 3 of you.
I love battle tests. I'm so good at those, Bob. You spoil me so.
Fail.
Success.
Success.
For those that succeed, Sir Albans is just a few hours from London.
Ooh. Ooh.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and close the episode. We pick up in year 495 as we near the Battle of St. Albans. So just for purposes of your understanding, Albans is here. I'll show the crowd.
I don't know if the camera picked up just quite what happened, but Lily tried to bite my scalp and then proceeded to savage my hand.
Just like a Saxon.
So St. Albans is right here. London's right here. And you're to make for Silchester. The plan, as you begin to understand it, is that the muster is not to take place in London. It's to take place in Silchester and Stonekeep, and then basically at this fork in the road. There is concern that the Saxons will beat this mustered army into St. Albans, making it a siege. And for next week, the relevance of that is that we'll be playing a very different and deadly game with the Battle of St. Albans. It's going to be probably a week off. I'm going to try and organize the groups, both games, into a Sunday night round table meeting. Those are the people that are basically my advisors. And we're going to discuss a special battle scenario designed to bring in the community a bit more. So that's going to be the focus. St. Albans will be the biggest battle or sort of most prominent battle of the area you've played in so far.
Ooh.
And it wouldn't surprise me if characters fall here. But we'll see what happens.
Or a few.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got my sword up to snuff, but also, you know.
The goal with this episode will be to try and bring in the open Pendragon stuff, but in a way that's not going to take away from the dramatics and the focus of Fall of Uther, because this is very much the Fall of Uther's scenario. It's too world oriented to not allow others to participate, just like we did with the Battle of Lindsay. I'd like to entertain the possibility of bringing in the open Pendragon stuff, but it can't take away from the Fall of Uther and its focus. And so we're going to be taking a break because we're pretty far ahead with Fall of Uther from the other game anyways. They're just going into 494. So this is also a way of kind of we don't need to put the pedal to the metal here and take a little bit of a break and kind of discuss how to do this in a way that will be fun for everyone involved. We are really, really close to some major changes in the game, so we'll see where that goes. But let's go ahead and wrap up. This went longer than I'd like it to. Start with you, Thomas.
Hell yes. I am Thomas, and I have been Sir Edrich of Winterbourne, Stoke. His sister has died. His miller has once again ruined the grain. His people hate him a little bit more. But this was, on average, a decent year for Edrich. I have had a lot of fun playing with you people. I would also like to introduce my lovely cat Lily, who has been spending the last 15 minutes trying to destroy me. But yes, that's pretty much me. I've got nothing else. I am here, and if you find me elsewhere, that's because we know each other from a different thing, or you are a detective genius.
Okay. Mark, you're up.
Hello, I am Mark, and playing Sir Florence of Idmiston, who just lost his wife and went through a lot of traumatic things, and it's probably only going to get worse as we reach the end of the Fall of Uther. Outside of that, I am running a few own series myself that I'm helping out with. For one, I'm running my own series on the Cat's Meow show, where I'm currently running a Masts game with a few people actually from here and from other Pendragon stuff as well. So do tune in for that. You can go see it on my YouTube channel. Episode 4 and 5, or more likely recap of episode 4 and episode 5, should be uploaded by this Thursday. If not, it won't be, but it should be. And probably after that, episode, issue 6 will be coming out at some point. Sorry, I'm rambling. And then hopefully, the week after, this week, Thursday next, will be issue 7. Man, this has been a long inspiration. I've been taking up a lot of time, and that's me. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah. Why don't we move on to Liam? What you doing?
Hi, I didn't see you there. I was just using our handy dandy Discord. Did you know that we have a Discord? It has all the different fun stuff that we do, announcements, memes, general discussion, and sometimes we play games on there as well. Come check it out. It's got all kinds of fun stuff, and we'd love to see you. I have been Liam. I played Sir Perin of Durnford. And very soon, being this coming Friday, I have the launch of a project that several of our Pendragon friends have been working on together. Mark's been my co-storyteller on that one. We're launching our DC Superheroes game, which is going to be uploaded to YouTube. The first 3 episodes are going to premiere on Friday. Come hang out with us for the premiere, or come check it out at your leisure, but we're very excited for it. We've been working very hard on it. There's going to be a Batman game, a Superman game, and a DC like Gotham criminals and underworld, seeing the shadier side of Gotham. I have been Liam one more time, and thank you all, and good night.
Awesome. Okay, and I'm gonna stop from too much more explanation. You can play with us in Open Pendragon if you like it. If you like what you've seen here, and hopefully this isn't your first episode, might be better off to go look at some backlog. But if you like what we have, come check it out. Join us, play along. That's all I think I'm going to shout out tonight. We're coming to a close with some good long plots, and we'll see if anyone dies in the process in the next little bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So with that, I'm going to wrap her up rather than rambling too much. Thanks for watching. If you stayed for a second, I'm going to pass on the love somewhere else.
We out here living life.
Let's do a Saxon raid.
Saxon raid.
Let's do a beg your pardon?
You heard me.
Okay. I'm going to stop the stream though, but stick around for the raid. It's coming real quick. Take care.
Woo.
Farewell.